Welcome to Skylife, everyone. I have to apologize to you guys for coming on so late because this is the time that I think my thinking, my deep thinking begins. But um, I want to come on here and talk to you guys because I didn't come on yesterday and give you guys an update. So, welcome to Skylife, everyone. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you for coming back. Good to see you again. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe because once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I get more tools where I could use the community chat where I can give you guys updates on things, and I could post things where you can see them, so nobody has to go to IG to see what I'm posting or anything like that. So please continue to subscribe. You guys are doing a good job. The numbers are slowly going up, and I do want to continue to build my channel. What's the word I'm looking for? Authentically. I don't want to buy the subscribers, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. All right, so what's up, Angie? And I want to talk to you. I want you to come on tonight because I want to hear your opinion on this. So, Angie, you don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Oh, everybody, please hit the like button because when you hit the like button, it'll share my videos across YouTube, which will bring more subscribers and it'll bring more attention to the channel. And, my hope is to be around for a couple of years. I was watching how some people been on YouTube for 9 years. I ain't even really know about YouTube until, I would watch YouTube, but I just didn't know about the channel part until really all this chaos stuff started happening, y'all. So real interesting though. Everybody is welcome on the channel. Okay. Now there's a few people that's gonna get timed out, but everybody is welcome on the channel. Okay, as long as you know how to behave and don't get to cutting up, you are welcome to come in on the channel. So everybody please hit the like button so to share my information. And you are able to share the video. So I know it's late, people are probably asleep, but let me say this. Choke No Joke is doing an excellent job, you guys. He is, if you don't know who he is a blogger who, from his accent, I'm understanding, and I think I got clarification yesterday that he is from New York. But he is in the music industry. Now I'm still trying to understand if he's an artist or if he was an artist. I really don't know a lot of his background. However, excuse me for the clearing my throat. Levi for Kelly. Most of you that follow the R. Kelly case, Levi for Kelly is the one that initially went to this guy's channel and made a, I guess, did an interview with him regarding R. Kelly's innocence and how he was set up during this current trial. What's going on, 71 Suburban? You don't go nowhere neither. Don't go nowhere. I want to talk to you guys, see what y'all thinking. So Levi for Kelly did the interview, and in turn, by him opening that door, and shout out to Levi for Kelly for opening that door, it caused Angelo Clary, who is the father of one of the accusers from the R. Kelly trial, he came on and did an interview. So you all really need to go and look and watch his interview, and definitely watch the live from yesterday. And I don't know how long it was, but to my understanding, it was 6 hours. But when I tell you guys, he really broke it down, and people literally flipped while we was sitting there. And like, I couldn't see the whole thing. I would come in and out, but people who thought that Kels was guilty, thought he's a pedophile and all this and all that, they literally, after watching his live, he showed he provided information, and he showed people what exactly happened and how R. Kelly got set up. So, what's up, Chi-Town? You don't go nowhere neither. I want to talk to you guys. So please go watch it. I mean, it's unbelievable because it's different because people think, oh, she's from Chicago. She's a fan of R. Kelly. She's a fanatic. She's a fan of his. Of course, she's going to think he's innocent. But people have to understand there's substance behind our argument. We are not just coming up with ideas and spewing them out and just on a rampage, taking up our time, doing lies about this for no reason. There's substance behind the argument, and Choke No Joke actually, by him doing it, more people are looking at it and more people are respecting what he's saying. Okay, he was on the same side of Kels is guilty. He's a child predator. But after showing him the data, and shout out to all the Kels pro Kels people providing Choke No Joke the information and allowing him the opportunity to decipher and read the transcripts and come to his own conclusion. He even agreed that R. Kelly was set up. And see, that was one of the main things that I am saying about this case. Okay. It's not even about, I don't care who it was. It's not even about innocence or guilt. My thing is, to all the people who are in opposition to him, is how it was gone about and how they went about setting him up. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. It was not done righteously. It was dirty how they did it. And if it was you, see, people can't take their R. Kelly hat off, not for 1 second, and put their self in the situation as to how they did this man. Okay? If you put yourself in a situation and follow the timeline as to how they persecuted this man and basically public lynching right before our eyes from beginning to end, and take your R. Kelly hat off and look at it for what it is. And I totally think that you all will see this whole thing differently. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm looking at this case, and I've talked to like some of my close friends about it. Some of them completely shut me off, going with the old. It was so funny. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Debo. He was on the panel. He said going with the old Chi-Town folklores. That's exactly what it is. These old ancient from 30 years ago. R. Kelly was seen. Everybody knows he was at Kenwood picking up girls in the car. That's all it is. Old Chicago folklores, you guys. So, because I mean, look at yourself. Can we do that to you and say because you was arrested 30 years ago on for possession of drugs, using drugs, breaking in a house, committing a murder, committing any crime? Can we still put that same tag on you? Can I still judge you with that today? Can you not say that people don't change within 30 years time? I mean, come on. How come you all can't give him that same grace? That's what I can't understand. You all cannot let go of that. And it was 30 years ago. Like, come on. If you change, why can't he change? And you all are assuming, oh, then the P tape, he P. That was him in the tape. He was in the tape. Okay, how old was this tape? Let's go with your argument. How old was this tape, you guys? Okay. What's the current status of that case, you guys? Okay, has he committed this same offense within the past 30 years? Answer these questions. I mean, those are the questions that you need to look at before you go and judge this man. But I'm telling you guys, like, if this case, I mean, because a lot of stuff is still getting uncovered, and I might be losing some friends because I don't even think I want people around me like that's right. That I'm sorry, I should be putting up y'all putting up you guys things that are small-minded and that don't and don't want to be open-minded, because to me, when you have a friend that is trying to show you something, and for you, I'm not just a friend, but close friends, people that you talk to almost every day, okay, that is trying to show you something and you just completely don't want to hear it, how are you really that person's friend? You know, I'm really looking at this thing very differently. You know, Kale's gonna get a lot of people cut off. Like this Kale's topic might have me I might have to get some new friends. What they say, no new friends. I might have to rebuild or just be by myself, because that's right. I don't want no surface level thinkers. Because to me, for you not to take time and look at this case, and when you got a friend like me who I don't think I'm stupid and dumb, I think I'm halfway intelligent, and you gonna just not look at the case, you know, to me, you a hater. You like a lightweight hater, like real talk. I don't know what else to call you, because why would you not? You know, you gonna hold a man still accountable for something that happened 20 and 30 years ago? How about I do that to you? Y'all, I swear to God, it was a guy on there and I couldn't get on the panel. His name was KK. This wasn't the one from yesterday. This was a live, I think the day before that. Boy, that dude was doing some old fast Chicago, sound like some old fast West Side talking, slick talk, stick talk. I'm like, boy, I wanted to get to him so bad. Oh, self-righteous, enlightened. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't go sit down, okay, with all that fast talk. Like, oh, he tried to be all deep talking about, you know, I can't even explain you guys, but just one of them guys looked like he done just got out of prison. He post-prison, post-jail, but he want to judge Kales. You know what I'm saying? And people like that, my question to you is, so you so self-righteous and so law-abiding, and you in Chicago, name to me how many times you done called the police and for what charges in this last year, okay? I ain't even gonna ask you to go back 30 years. Just tell me within this last year, who did you call the police on, and what was the charge? How was they violating the law? That's all I want to know. Okay, coming over here like you so self-righteous and so law, because when I say that, then they response you guys is, that ain't got nothing to do with the Kels case. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because the point I'm trying to make is, if you so law-abiding and you so want everybody to follow the law, and Kels got to be persecuted for not following the law, okay, based on what you're saying, then you fake and phony and you a hypocrite, and I don't want to hear from you. That's my point. Okay? So, yes, I can ask you about you and your actions when it comes to this case. Now, I'm going to put I want to know if you guys, let me get this link. I want you guys to come on here if y'all want to. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about the and y'all can use cuss words today. I know it's hard to talk about this, but please don't use the B word. I do not like the B word at all. And you know, it makes sure it's effective cussing. I just don't like 1,000 cuss words for no reason. But this is the stream. I want to know what you guys think about it, Andrew. I especially want to know what you think about it, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you in a while. I want to know what you think about all this. And anybody's welcome to come on. Even OCOB Ty, you can come in here. Now, some of your cronies can't. I think you and I got to understand it. Well, I hope you and I have an understanding now. Okay. But we'll see. But you are welcome to come in the chat under strict behavior. What's going on, Chi-Town? Can you hear me?
Yes. Do I have an echo?
No echo. 312, what's going on?
What up, Skylight, Chi-Town?
Yeah, I gotta go out and come out. I'm echo.
We don't have no echo, but go ahead.
What's up? We sound like robots.
Me too?
No. Oh, Chi-Town
came
back in.
So what do you think, Chi-Town, about, first let's start with the old rumors of Kels. I ain't gonna call the rumors because it happened. So when people keep on bringing up, oh, he was in the car picking up girls from the high schools. What's your whole conversation on that? How you feel about that?
Well, Skylife, as you know, when we first started doing this on DeBoski's channel, we talked about all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, it's like a recycle. Just think back all the times that we was on the channel. This hour, we talked about all this, how Demetrius was 27, 28 years old.
Yep.
Riding around in the dark vans, Cadillacs, R. Kelly in the back seat. When they was jumping off the bus, they was jumping off the bus to get in the car with Demetrius. R. Kelly didn't know how to drive then.
Oh, okay.
He didn't have driver's license then. He was a kid. He wasn't but a year or two older than Tiffany now.
Okay, way back. Yeah, I got you.
Remember, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you think about it, when they say that they was little girls, he was a little boy.
Right.
He wasn't no superstar.
Uh-huh.
He didn't start until he got up into his mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? Being acknowledged.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So tell me, who was the abuse? Who was being abused? He was in bars underage, singing to get this man some attention.
Mm-hmm. You talking about the beginning, the very beginning build up.
This is where they started at. Yeah. This is how they started it all off. This is when the playbook started.
And also, not to mention, Kels had to go up to the high school a lot because his godmother, Miss McClendon, Miss McGlynn, she had to help him write his music.
Right. She was teaching him
He was already taught. Even up until I think up until he left Chicago, he was going up there and letting her help him write his music.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he did spend a lot of time up there, but it was for his music purposes,
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just want to, and I ain't even want to hang on to that. I just want to, because people keep on bringing it up. That's they go to. What's going on, T-Man? That's they go to.
Hey, Trev.
What's up, Trevor?
The P-tape and the picking up at school. They always go to that. I mean, they can't. And Aaliyah, that's the other one. They can't stay away from them three.
Well, I wish they leave the Aaliyah thing alone because every interview that lady has done, she's never said anything negative about Kels. Nothing about her being in a relationship with him. I mean, it's just like she never said it happened. He never said it happened. Let the shit go.
Let it be what it is.
Damn. Who are you all? But who are you all?
Exactly.
To keep on making
her mother even said it didn't happen.
Right.
Like, okay, get the fuck over it.
Yeah, but they just don't get the point of the lady is deceased, for one. For two, none of her family members, I repeat, none of her family members showed up at the trial to add their 2 cents on to prosecute.
None of that. Ain't co-signed nothing.
So why is like they say to us, y'all don't even know R. Kelly. Why y'all so into it? Okay, how about none of their family was up there to support your Aaliyah charges and your case? Mm-hmm. Okay, but yet y'all still was the main ones pushing it and dropping charges on him.
Well, how come Azriel parents didn't show up? They all over the media networks, the social media networks, but they didn't show up to support their daughter.
Well, Angelo said
because they fucking unfit. That's why.
Yeah, but he made an excuse behind it. He gave an excuse.
Yeah, he said that on Choke No Joke, one of the last, he had to take it down, but he said he gonna fix it up and put it back up. He said that his daughter asked him not to come in because she was gonna disclose some more information that she didn't want.
Well, he could have came to New York. He didn't have to come in. He could have been outside and sitting in the motherfucking park on the bench like me.
Yeah, I don't know where he said he was out there.
No, he wasn't.
She like he wasn't.
The salvage just showed up one day, the first day.
Right.
And that was it. They never came back. The Clarys never showed up, period.
Yeah.
But it was a HLS standing outside the day of the verdict, and he was somewhere, and that wide hips was somewhere in location. He was en route.
I can't breathe when y'all be talking about the man hips. I swear to
Yeah, baby, he done took over his wife hips. She had them hips, baby. She had them hips first.
God. I
Yeah,
can't breathe. I swear to God.
she
Too
had them
funny.
hips first.
So I need one of y'all to tell me, first of all, what y'all know about Choke No Joke, and how y'all feel about that door now being open with him. Have you all watched that first? I know 312.
Child,
I saw you in there. No, both of
baby,
y'all was
yeah.
in there.
Well, I wasn't in there, but I was just watching it. Literally just finished watching it like 30 minutes ago.
I thought you commented in the chat box. You weren't there?
No, that probably was that old cove in there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
It's an old cove that's a chat town too.
Okay. Okay. So what y'all think?
Trevor said Angelo wasn't there.
Yeah,
Oh
he's the
well.
one.
I know Homeland Security was there, one of his peoples.
Wow.
I did hear that part, but he might not have been out there because he wasn't gonna show his face, even if he was. He wasn't gonna show his face. But with Choke No Joke, um, his video was thebomb.com. All the videos has been very interesting to me. Um, when the drunk opened up his mouth, he opened up a can of worms that they got all out of control, and that's what he get. Because you should have shut up and let that man alone. But no, y'all want to sneak in the back and want to try to pull in a new Larry. Didn't work. That's all they tried. It didn't work. The epic failed because everything failed in his favor. Levi and the hip man failed. You know, could have just stayed back. They didn't do that. But see, the truth don't need all that extra help. And that man got a bigger. He close in the industry anyway. He already in the industry, so he know the in and outs and the side parts and the corners and the box and in between the cracks. He know, and they know he know because they said they watch him. But not nobody over here. You know what I'm saying? As far as us, we ain't really know nothing about that.
See, I'm gonna tell you when hey Peasy, what's going on? I'm gonna tell you when
Hey, Easy.
I was subscribed to his channel. But then, of course, back when the hate mongers was going on, he was saying some negative statements about Kel, so I unsubscribed because I was following him for a long time. But when everybody started just being biased, not even giving Kel's a real shot at the case, and he made some negative statements, I unsubscribed from him. So now that I subscribe back now because I see that he's actually taking time to look at the case and giving it a fair shot of what really happened.
Right. They called him to use his platform to try to keep swaying the narrative the way they had it going. That's what that was. He talk about celebrities all the time. But they reached out to him and tried to pull him in and use his platform to keep pushing their narrative. But then after he give everybody an opportunity. See, he had a few selective, intelligent people over there, as far as the female go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's what willed it in made him push a little bit further. Like Spitting Fire went over there and broke it in real quick. And it brought his attention. He got attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because he came in on defense mode. The very first time he was on defense mode.
Okay.
And then, he started easing up a little bit, easing up. That's what gave people a chance to, voice their opinion. Like, I'm not here for this, whoop up the bam, this ain't that, thinking that, that thinking that he was part of them. That's what it did look like. He was part of them. But then after he let Spitting Fire come on now, Spitting Fire broke right into the facts. And then Dabowski went on there and broke right into the facts. Then Hollywood come in, then Bozo come in. And yeah, he's still gonna be Bozo to me. I don't care. But he did come in and they tried to give him a little more extras and he took time out to listen. He gave everybody a chance. They fell back because they was outnumbered.
Yeah, that's
They became outnumbered. Like it didn't even matter if you didn't get up there and be strong with your conversation. It's like, okay, it's like whatever. He opened his panel up and gave everybody an opportunity. And if everybody would have just took the time and watched it from the beginning, from the first time he started to now, then you can get a better understanding of it, because he just started threatening dude. When Wide Hip started saying that he was outnumbered, and he gave all the restrictions from the beginning on how he was gonna run his channel.
Yep, he did. Yes.
It was fair across the board. That's all I seen.
And let me say something real quick. Moderators who are not in the chat, please welcome people to the chat.
Hey, Tori.
And please, like,
hey, AP,
please let them know. Yes, Tori. And who else do we miss? I think that's the only people who came in. APZ and Tori. Trevor said he think that I disagree, Trevor. I don't think nobody's scared of him. He said, I feel like the reason Choke is exposing the truth is because Angela threatened him. I don't think
he just threatened him.
Hey, Tori.
Yesterday was the first threat.
He had just started threatening him when he was allowing old girl and them to say what they wanted to say. He got mad. See, he wanted them to disqualify everybody that had something positive and tell the truth.
Yeah.
He gave it one day at a time. He allowed him to speak his part, and then the next day he allowed people to come in and give their opinion. That's when the threats came in, when he allowed people to come in on their, because he didn't want that everybody over talking. And that was only right, because it would have been some people talking on top of each other. It wouldn't have went right. It would have just went way left. So what he did was he separated it. He let people come in the next day that wanted to come on the panel and do an open dialogue and voice their opinion. He let him have the panel the first day. Now he think he the pimp of the year.
Yeah,
and that part wasn't fair. He did do some stuff that wasn't agreeable. Like cut people off, and that was in the beginning. Why? Because he didn't know nothing. He didn't know everything. He didn't got an opportunity to go do research. He took time.
And that's the thing, Chi-Town, because people really don't, all this information that everybody been talking about, they don't know about it. And that's why I give them so much praise, because, and that's, because I went on Dana channel. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't have no problems with Dana. I know y'all got y'all feelings, but I went over there and I even said on his channel that opened a whole new door to thousands of people that don't know us, don't know nothing about the Kales case, and literally I get a different perspective from a different guy's point of view.
Right. Yeah, I give a shout out to anybody that take the time to do the research.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he pissed some people off, including myself, because I thought he was being biased. But I give him a shout out for taking the time to do the research and
he want to know,
seeing what it is.
Right. And on top of that, the fact that he did put that girl name in his thumbnail, but not for once that I ever think that she was going to be on that channel.
What girl? I'm not talking about 2 kids.
Asriel. People was under the assumption that he was going to be interviewing Asriel. If that girl did not go on Grown Man Show, she ain't finna go on nobody else's show. I never ever thought that.
No,
I never thought that. I thought it would have. What I did think was, he got the transcripts already, but that wasn't the case. It was this goofball Wide Hips that was coming on now to express the lies that he wants to keep pushing.
I mean, but who else would they think was gonna be on there? I mean, come
because
on, man.
They thought it was her.
Why would they think that?
I'm not sure, but I never even had that in my head. Never.
Yeah. Come on, people.
No, I never thought that, not for once, that she was gonna be, because if she ain't go on the main channel and she lived in that house for 2 weeks. Look, she ain't went on there then. She definitely ain't coming on nobody's channel unless you got a bag like Oprah gave her.
Angie, what make you think that girl's gonna be on the show? We ain't seen that girl in 2 years.
They couldn't even get on Larry's show. No.
Hey, she ain't been on Larry's show. He been the main one.
He was the main one trying to get on there, and she wouldn't come on there.
Yeah. And this is when they was good at the beginning, when him and her daddy was good, and he still wasn't. She ain't come on there.
No, I'm talking about the time when he said fuck it and left her ass there for 2 weeks.
Look, Trevor said I'm gonna wait till next week and see if there's. I mean, T-Man, okay, and we gotta respect that, but just give him a fair shot.
Right, he deserves his fair.
he literally flipped people. Like, we was literally sitting there yesterday and people was like, I apologize. I was one of the people said he was guilty. I agree he was set up. They was flipping right before our eyes, you guys. It was happening. Like, we got to give that man credit for that. You ain't got to cash app him, but at least give credit where credit is due. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. He said, I was shocked to see Angela Slow on the panel. I don't know why y'all was shocked. I swear I don't. Because if that girl would have came on there, he couldn't have opened up the door.
They don't got enough money
to come in. Couldn't have. Because people just would have been all over that little girl.
Right. She wasn't going to come on there. I already knew that. I never assumed that, ever.
Right.
I said it was going to either be her who it was or the transcripts.
Right.
Because that is her truth. Not necessarily the whole body, but that would have been, this is her truth. And I didn't take that thumbnail to be no more than just what it was.
Now, this is my question that I want to ask from you guys. I already got an understanding on what it is. Why on God's green earth is Angelo still mad, you guys? Kels is locked up, facing life, okay? And people say he's not facing a life sentence. Kels is 54. You give him a 20-year sentence, that's life, okay? He's facing life, you guys. So please ask me. I want to know from each of y'all, why do y'all think this man is still mad? Why?
He gonna be mad until he get the bag he think he gonna check.
Well, I agree. Chi-Town, what you think?
That was Chi-Town.
Oh, I thought that was I'm sorry, 312. What you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He hasn't gotten paid. They still broke. They still struggling. That's why he mad, because he has not gained anything out of this. And the fact that he wants the narrative to keep pushing, that would make the a civil suit stick even, harder for them. Towards the end of the verdict. I mean, towards the end of the sentencing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you keep on going all the way to the end, that'll make it stick.
Yeah. And I mean, I have to agree with you guys, because we're going to use exactly what he said. Okay. We're going to start with what he told DJ. If he would have gave her some type of independence and gave her some type of album or record deal where she could maintain her independence,
something to eat off of.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been mad.
Right.
So now he's saying that after, even though Kels is locked up, that this crazy girl is talking about she don't want to sue because she don't want people to think she was just doing it for the money. That's why he's mad, per Skylife, my opinion.
Yeah, he mad at that because he can't get her to pursue the way in the orderly that he's doing things, because he wants them to be him to
she wanna because he done already ruined her reputation, so she trying to protect it as best she could.
Right. Maybe she'll still have an opportunity.
I didn't even know that though. That's new information for me.
No, she's still wishing and hoping and praying that she still get an opportunity. So I'm not gonna push it no further than what it is. So this nigga is tight ass mad because it ain't going in the way he wants.
And every time he get on these platforms and open his silly ass mouth, he put his foot deeper and deeper in it. He need to shut the fuck up.
Entirely.
Chi-Town, you got to go back and look at the you got to watch that video and rewind it and watch it again. He says it. He says a lot in that video. He says it. I know. Doesn't want to sue, and I think she should sue because she deserves that money. He said it.
So if it wasn't about no money, that wouldn't have never came out.
Never came out. Let's see. Angie said he's trying to clear his name. He's going to keep on talking, and someone is going to record him and send it to the lawyers, and they lawyers may find something that they can use on an appeal or more. Right. Bingo, Angie.
Period. That's the type of reason why I said to watch the video.
Like, clear his name of what, Angie?
He can't clear it. Right. He's trying to get it. Right. It is what it is. You can't clear your name. You did that already.
I mean, because what you clearing? What do you think you did that's wrong that you trying to clear up? I'm just curious to know, like, what
are you explaining yourself? Stop.
Yeah. What you trying to clear up? Because the clearing needs to come from your daughter, not you. So what are you trying to clear up? I don't understand.
That's the point right there. He made it all about him. It's not about her. It's about him. Earning a life. He's trying to gain a life. Like, he sat back in that chair, as good as Choke was swiping everybody away, he was feeling good. When no girl got up there, putting him on a pedestal, he was in his glory. When the second girl got up there, he was high on the hill at that point. But the minute that somebody got up there speaking some stuff that he wouldn't agree with, he tightened up, jaws locked. Get off here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Going off for no reason. When it's an open dialogue. If you want people to accept this, why you can't accept this?
Exactly. Okay, it says he thinks both sides are slandering him.
Both sides.
Yeah, because you know the old OCOB people been banging them out too now. That's the funny part, because they've been on them. Like, the people like the truth, and
because he done opened his mouth so much,
he lied from day one, and they was believing him, so they have every right to question him.
They see he a pimp.
Right, he did was just what we been saying.
Extortionist,
he pimped his stepdaughter,
manipulator,
right,
liar, everything,
and lied and sold them. Yes, made them be
made his whole family look bad.
Yeah,
what man does that? That's the question. What man go out in the media, on the public, on social platforms, and make their entire family look bad?
And that's the thing. It's like, I really truly believe this, and I know y'all might not agree. I believe, because I don't believe Angelo moves that sloppy and is that clownish. I feel like the Savages got him caught up in a situation, and once he put his foot in it, he wasn't able to get it out, and they just
his daughter was there 2 years. His daughter was there 2 years before they even knew anything. He just laid low about it. Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah.
Tim bust him out.
Yeah. But my thing is, why, like you saying, just go with what you've been doing. You don't let Tim come on and pull you into this old dumb narrative, and now you caught up in the rapture, like, for real. Like,
it made it worse. It made it worse.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't know all this pre-Cheryl Mack being fired, because Choke and with the help, I ain't gonna lie, with Dana providing that information about the back history of all this stuff, they showing now that it's possibly connected to Jay-Z some kind of way. Like, this
and I didn't know that. I didn't know that London on the Tracks used to work for Kels.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, her mama or somebody is in.
Yeah, that's Cheryl Mack's son.
Allegedly. Okay, let me say, all commentary is alleged.
Allegedly, that's Cheryl Mack's son.
Right, and it's another guy. It's another guy that y'all don't hear his name, that was associated with them with the liver lips, the sloppy savage. It's another one. And this is KG.
KG. He's included in the in this.
He don't get mentioned, but in the beginning, the Savages used to talk about.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they got into That's how they got into indulged in situations about. Remember, you used to hear them talk about the lingerie store. They were offering him to buy it out. Yeah. Okay. In the beginning of that, that's when Mr. KG come in making offers.
It's a dirty game.
Then it's another one, JM. They don't talk about him. He was connected with Wide Hips.
Now I know who. Oh, wait. I think I know. Is that the lady?
JM? The man. I can say his name, James.
Oh, okay. James. Okay.
Yeah.
Tori, I don't know if you remember, Angelo and Larry fell out. Okay. And now, even though they're trying to play like they resolved it, it has not been resolved. And once that happened, Team Truth and OCOV, that's when OCOV created its own name. That's when Larry created OCOV. All them subscribers broke off to either one side or nobody's side. And they still, to this day, are broken off, okay, and they still don't like Angelo, okay. Right. So the beef is still going on with that. So I don't know if y'all missed that part, but so they never recovered. They still do not like him. You got people from OCOV and that do not like anybody from Team Truth. There's a division that is currently going on, and the people from Team Truth don't like Larry. So it's they over there, and it's a mad beef. They are not getting along, and that's still going on. You guys see, y'all gotta watch the chats, because if you watch, they was coming on there making comments. Cause I seen one of the I ain't gonna say her name, but yeah, she was in the chat said he need to go to jail. Her and him and his wife need to go to jail. They don't like them. They do not like them. So
y'all, let me call y'all right back.
It's going. So right, nobody slandering that idiot. I'm trying to think. If anybody else want to come on the panel, I'm putting the thing in there. And anything else y'all wanted to say? I'm trying to think of some more questions. That was really the main thing, is why is he still mad? Because this is something also that with that Levi was saying. He was saying that Kels is gonna be free before around the beginning of the new year. What y'all got to say about that? What's y'all opinion on that? Hey, APZ.
I'm praying. Hey, APZ. I'm praying that it's true, but I don't believe nothing Levi say.
Can y'all hear me? Am I echoing? Am I straight?
No,
you straight
like that.
Okay. What's up, Chi-Town?
Hey, how you doing, honey?
I'm good. Just woke up.
Yep, I just woke up not long ago.
Hey, so you saying you praying it's true? That's how I feel. I'm praying that.
Yeah, I'm praying that it's true, but I don't believe anything come out that man's mouth.
Y'all are so funny.
I went to the press conference.
Okay.
That Carrie and Bruce was at, and they said that Levi is not related to them.
Well, you know what? I can't do the. Now everybody else been doing it, but I can't do the because I don't think it matters. You see what I'm saying? Because I got people that I say I'm related to, and that's all that it is. Can't nobody validate it for me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, and I don't see if it how it really matters. That's just me, my personal opinion. But you know, everybody got their own thing with that. But
well, it all came with the defense fund, and that's a whole nother. I don't even get into.
I don't even want to talk about that. I don't talk about that at all. Right. But
I mean, but I agree with DJ on that. Just because you family, I mean, just because you blood don't make you cousin. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because Levi, he been janky. Let's just say he is Kel's cousin. He been janky the whole trip.
But I don't think it matters, because if I tell you guys somebody is my cousin, if I tell y'all guys right now Trevin is my cousin, and let's say y'all didn't know nothing about me or T-Man, that's my cousin. Y'all can't.
I agree with you on that, Chuck.
Y'all can't.
I agree with you on that.
So that's why
I agree with you. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, like what is? I don't see what the point of that. When people be doing that, like what is the okay? And
but the thing is, the part about it that I don't like is the infiltration, because people support him, Levi, based on him saying this is my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So they may feel more comfortable sending him money for Kels, you know what I'm saying, versus somebody else. And that's the part of it that I don't like.
I see.
That's the only relevant.
Bingo.
Okay, well let's switch the topic, because I definitely don't want this to be about no Levi. I ain't got no problems with him, but I see how people got issues, but I ain't got no parts of it. Let's switch the topic. AP,
so I
what you think about Choke No Joke?
Oh yeah, so I was that's the reason why I hit your links, guys.
Hey, cousin.
Because that's the reason why I hit your link, because I had 3 things. Now he was saying that if you wouldn't show your face, you couldn't come on. You know what I'm saying? My head looking a mess. You know, I ain't gonna show my face. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But it's three things that I want Choke to get his hands on. And it's y'all remember Surviving R. Kelly, right?
Yep.
And remember all them damn hours that they was standing outside Kale's studio, beating on the door, hollering in the mailbox, throwing rocks at the window, Azriel mama out there freezing. I mean, it was daylight and they didn't leave until nighttime. That's how much time they invested in that situation right there. All for Angelo to do another interview and say, y'all know the secret to surviving R. Kelly? We knew our daughter wasn't in there, but it was somebody else's daughter that we was trying to save. No, pimp, you don't get to lie like that to the public. No. Mm-mm. And so that goes to show that surviving R. Kelly was a fraud, and Angelo and Alice is a fraud because y'all did all of that knowing y'all standing down there as Azzy, Azriel, we love you, come home. Y'all did all of that and knew that y'all daughter wasn't in that building. It shines a light on surviving R. Kelly. How you feel about that, Sky? Did you peep that? Did you hear that interview?
Yeah, but what I'm noticing is because that's like that did happen, but what they are doing is they are focusing on the big hitting topics of the big scandal, the big takedown parts, the indiscrepancies in his interview with Choke. They're going on his wife. The stuff he put up, the interview that they did with his wife regarding the timeline of events of what happened. Like they get into the meat on the bone about how Kels was taken down. Now there were 1,001 indiscrepancies in everything they did. A lot of it was flaw and foo-foo, and we know about it. But it seems like Choke is at the point of hitting the big topics in regards to who owns his publishing. Like y'all could go watch it. Go watch. He did like a live today, and he showed the link, and he said that Z Songs is the company that owns R. Kelly's publishing. And then he also had people look up to see who owns Z Songs, who owns that company. And they saying that Jay is the one who
absolutely.
So
but
that's
if you remember, a lot of people went off of surviving R. Kelly. That's what kicked the whole indictments off, charges, and all of that. And that clearly shows that it was lies told. He admitted it. He admitted it.
Yeah, he admitted she lied. However,
and I think that's really big. I think that's a really big factor in. I think that's an important fact to prove them parents was lying. And them charges, how they got trumped up like that. They were lying.
That part is going to wait. Let me welcome the guests. However, welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming in. That stuff is gonna come out APZ and the appeal. So it's just
I know. I was just talking about getting it to Choke, no joke.
Oh,
because he got a big platform.
You can inbox him. He's actually because
I did.
Yeah, inbox him in on IG because he actually
I did
that stuff. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted the three facts that I wanted to come on here and talk to you about, that's what I want to get to him, for him to play on his platform, because he got a bigger platform, and it's showing people that Surviving R. Kelly was on some bullshit, and so was Angelo and Alice.
Well, he already busted them out. Like there is no, and with Angelo allegedly throwing threats at him and texting him, threatening him. I don't think there's no recovery from that, because the dude was admitting it yesterday. He's like, dude is texting me right now, threatening me. Like, know what I'm saying?
I seen it.
Yeah, like he threatened him. So and then he even said that when other people were saying that he threatened him, he's like, he threatening me right now. So that just makes Choke even think even more like, well, this dude threatening me right now. So why would I not believe that he threatened somebody else? Oh Lord.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. Chat and
call his name now.
Okay.
Scott and chat. I'll be right back. I had to put my grandbaby in the bed.
Okay, Shot.
Oh, is this payday? Payday. This is the night I get my money. Oh shoot. Payday. Hit my cash app. What's good? Hey, Mr. Keller.
Keller, what's going on?
I beat you
oh,
to the bank.
Lord. Hey, Mr. Keller. Here we go.
Oh man, why you say it like that? Damn.
Let's hear
I'm gonna have to cuss you out, Mr. Keller.
I'm just I ain't know nothing today.
So have you been watching?
Y'all leave him alone. He came on here to give me my money. Leave him alone.
They gonna fuck your money up, Peasy.
Wait, no,
I'm trying to tell you, go ahead and send that to Skylight. I'll keep him off of you.
Y'all are so funny. Y'all with that cash app. I swear to God. So Keller, what have you been watching? Choke No Joke?
Choke the Joke?
Yeah, he been watching.
Oh, here we go. Let me hear your hate speech.
Yeah, he been watching
Joke.
Let me hear your hate speech about what you think about the Choke No Joke interview.
I mean, I heard bits and pieces. I really don't pay attention to. I really don't trust nobody that got a perm that didn't take. So it was kind of hard.
Don't talk about the man and be personal. We ain't doing personal attacks now.
Did you watch the video from the beginning? On some real stuff. I watched bits and pieces. I think he has got fed with bits and pieces of information, and when you see isolated information, you can prove anything. If he read everything for himself in its totality, I don't think he was saying anything that he's saying. But
to me, it's not about reading. Okay, it's not about knowledge. The transcript, the setup wasn't in the transcript. The setup happened 2 years ago. That's right, Andrew. He just ain't gonna act right. He ain't gonna act right.
What you mean by setup? Because like I said, I've only been watching bits and pieces. So when you say setup,
I can't even go back. You know my basic argument in regards to the documentaries being fake, Kim Fox coming behind that, inciting a riot. Then right behind that, they going to the Gayle King crucifying him, and then
Daryl Johnson.
They hit him.
R. Kelly did that interview.
She was biased
because he thought them people. He thought he had a good platform to speak on. He thought Daryl Johnson was for him. He thought Greenberg was for him.
To my understanding, I don't know how true this is, but he did it against the advice of his counsel. And Daryl Johnson said
that ain't facts, though.
That's just what I heard. I don't know. That's just what I heard.
It wasn't his
that ain't facts.
Told him
he's talking about the factual actual.
He shouldn't do.
All right, that's why I said first. First thing I said, I don't know how true that was. I don't think he should have did the interview. The interview was detrimental to
this was put in place in 2015.
Yeah, it was detrimental to him. Absolutely. But I do want, Kelly, when you get a chance, I know you're a busy man like me, but when you get a chance, please go watch the one he did yesterday.
I'm not watching that. I'm not
Watch
watching that.
it. Why don't
I
you
ain't-
want to see the fact?
because it goes against his narrative. That's why he ain't gonna
But
watch
I
it.
it's
mean,
not about
I saw enough where I don't need to watch it. It's a waste of time. Uh,
how is it a waste of
that
time?
would be something for y'all to watch. Me personally, and don't take this the wrong way. But me personally, I feel like um, we the people as far as that think he's guilty, we got what we want. We got what we want. We got a
Well,
verdict. He's a
But why would
convicted
you
felon.
want a verdict that's not just?
I don't believe it. It's
Exactly, Sky.
But you're
I
not
don't-
but you're not willing to hear the information to show how it's not just.
not.
Okay,
How is it not just?
Robert. Mr. Kelly, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
In court,
Uh,
when they brought Demetrius Smith on, right?
Exactly, Trevor.
They asked him, they said, did Mr. And I'm paraphrasing,
mhm.
did the defendant, Mr. Kelly, however, did he have you bribe the government official? Demetrius Smith's answer was, no, he didn't. And as a matter of fact, he didn't know anything about it, right? That was his
No, that's
answer.
not correct. That's not correct. I asked, was he
They,
in a room when they was discussing how they was going to go about it? And he said, to his recollection, he don't recall R. Kelly in a room. And then,
Hold
however,
on. Sorry, go ahead.
same difference.
oh
He
wait a minute.
said, no, he wasn't.
Let me finish. Then he went on and said later on in the testimony is when they went to go get the ID, R. Kelly was in the car behind him. Aaliyah was in the car with him. He went in, Aaliyah got out the car, took the picture, and came back in. So R. Kelly was aware of what was going on.
Okay, let me stop this conversation right now because we're not about to get into the pettiness of that. Because the bottom line is, Keller, and you know for
Did he know about it?
you
Did he know
know
about it?
that those witnesses perjured themselves on the stand. Okay, so with that being said, you
Period.
cannot sit here and say that was a just verdict at all. You can't.
So
say
my point was,
If that's
if
the case, put it in
Demetrius
the
Smith
appeal.
said,
No,
my
that's
point
not.
was,
You won't put nothing in those. How you gonna say it's a you want? So you happy he went to jail on an unjust
No,
victory?
I don't believe I don't believe that. I said if, keyword, if.
So you don't
that's the
think
case.
that they perjured themselves on the stand?
I said, who? Okay, give me an example. We just talked about Demetrius.
Angelo
well,
Clary.
wait a minute, hold on. Let me finish that, because when you was talking about that the verdict wasn't just.
I
Now,
believe
by
it was.
Demetrius Smith saying
He was in the car
that
behind
no,
him.
he didn't. Wait a minute, no, he didn't. As far as the bribery go, now he had a bribery charge. Okay, that's what we're talking about. He said no, he didn't, and as a matter of fact, he didn't know anything about it. How is it that they still found him guilty on a bribery charge when Demetrius Smith testified and said that he didn't have him do it? As a matter of fact, he didn't know anything about it, and they still tacked bribery onto his charges. How that happen?
Okay, so like I said before, you're talking about one instance. There's multiple components. You talking about one situation. He also said that R. Kelly was in the car behind him when he went
We
to go
talking
get
about the bribery charge.
this is pertaining to the bribery and the ID. The bribery charge is obtaining an ID.
But that's not his final
Hold on. Let
testimony.
me finish.
His testimony is that
Let me
Kelly
finish.
didn't know anything about it. Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. So the bribery was obtaining an ID from a government official or whatever. That's the bribery. And the way that they went about it. So when he went to get the ID, he testified that R. Kelly and Aaliyah was in the car behind him when they pulled up to the facility. So R. Kelly was aware. He also testified that on the way home, I'm sorry, yeah, they flew home to Chicago. I'm sorry, and they discussed what was going on with the whole Aaliyah situation on the plane. So but back to what I was saying, R. Kelly knew because he was pulled up to the facility. Hell no, he didn't go in and get it. He didn't go in and
No,
get it. Hell
Demetrius
no.
Demetrius said he didn't have him do it, and he didn't even know anything about it. They put
Well,
that out on the news. See, this is this.
Scott have the transcript, so we can really just
Anika Wade, welcome to the chat.
we can just
Okay,
really
but we
look at
know
it.
we're not about to even go over that. That's what I'm trying to let
Right.
y'all know. We not. This is about the Choke No Joke interview.
Right.
Welcome Anika Wade. In regards to, because we already know y'all not looking good. Okay, and Choke has the transcripts. Okay, so he's reading the transcripts.
If you need to read them, then
and he still has come up with the fact that Kels was set up, and you guys ain't looking good because facts stand alone. Okay, they don't need no help. So for you all to try and just sit up there and deny,
let me
finish that. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. Okay, so for you all to sit up there and just try to deny the facts that have transpired, and Angelo clearly did an interview and he gave multiple inconsistencies. Not only that, Angelo's main statement was to keep it business. Okay, Angelo even admitted on the conversation that he was aware that his daughter had R. Kelly's number. However, she got the number. He knew she had it and it was on her phone. He said himself that he regretted not taking the phone, because had he took that phone, this whole situation would have never transpired, which is a fact. So business would have been them clarifying to whoever was on the other end of that phone, all communications come to me. I'm Azriel's manager. You need to contact me on boop, 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 boop. Do not contact her on this phone anymore. Okay. That is business. Okay, you allowing somebody to continue conversation on a 17-year-old child minor's phone is not business. So when all that talk about business that he's talking about is a bunch of crap, and I ain't buying it.
Pause for the amen, Sky. Amen.
Okay.
All right, so we are looking good, and if you take a look at the
oh my God, this is what I do this to.
And Angie says, "Sky, go ahead, girl."
This is a
Using the
conspiracy
word
that's
just
been set up in the making since 2015. That's it. That's all.
an appeal based on constitutional rights.
So check it out. We are looking good, and the reason being, we got what we want. He's currently a convicted felon, and that's
yeah. But why would you be? Why would you be?
And it will be overturned too,
why
Mr.
would you
Keller.
be proud of somebody being convicted on unjust charges?
Again, I don't believe it's unjust.
How do you not feel it's unjust?
I believe that he need to pay, or he need to be responsible for his actions, and the verdict has came out, and now he has to be responsible.
What were his actions, though? Help me understand his actions in regards to Azriel.
Can you? I gave you the verdict sheet, and we can pull up all
I'm gonna put up the accurate one, you guys, because the one I put up that wasn't the accurate.
So we can pull that up to get a sense of Azriel.
I'm asking you, what if Azriel?
Right, so we need to look at her charges. I'm saying we need to look at Azriel charges.
Okay, we can't do that right now. Let me.
Can I say something?
No, I'm just saying you should be able to just spit off the hip how you feel about.
I'm all about black and white, you know.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Love Bug. Let Love Bug in. Welcome, Love Bug, to the channel.
Robert, why?
Hey, Love Bug.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out why
how you doing.
Y'all can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you kind of low, but go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out why, like, Robert Kelly what's your name? Robert Keller.
Right, almost like the Kane, you know. Y'all should like me.
Anyway, I'm trying to figure out why y'all keep reading the transcript from the prosecutor instead of reading what the defense.
When you say y'all, what you mean by y'all? When you say y'all,
No,
what
you keep going. I'm talking about you and whoever else keep putting out like the transcript from the prosecutors. It seems like y'all only reading the prosecuting side instead of reading both sides.
Well, I don't know who you're referring to.
I'm talking to you because you keep saying that
Okay,
you
so
keep reading
so
what
with me, that's not accurate. Okay, so to answer your question, that's not accurate. I read the transcripts from the rooter to the tutor. So if you're saying me, that's not accurate.
I'm saying what I just heard. You keep trying to say, he knew about, the bribery, but when the defense came in, did the cross-examination, it was something different. I mean,
Well, see,
help me understand.
let me break it. Let me jump in, Love Bug. Okay, you have to understand, people like Keller, they believe R. Kelly is guilty. So everything in their mind, regardless of what comes along factually,
It's not no regardless.
It is regardless, because you all
regardless.
know for a fact that those people lied on the stand. You know for a fact that that even in the transcripts is proven that they perjured themselves, and you all still
give me an example who perjured. Okay, give me an example.
You already know the examples. Okay, you already know the examples. So we're not gonna get into that. But I'm just letting her know.
So Robert, you mean to tell me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm saying, so I'm talking about Robert. So you mean to tell me that the cross-examination don't mean nothing? It don't mean nothing right now?
That's what I'm saying.
They don't care about that. If you heard what he said they got the guilty verdict that they wanted. They don't care how it got there. They just happy that he got the guilty
answer my
verdict.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying.
That is what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. Okay, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. He was tried in court in front of a jury of his peers. The jury heard both sides. The opening, they saw all the tests, the evidence. They saw the summation on both sides. They saw the cross. They saw the redirect. They saw the defense. And based on what they saw in its totality, they came back with a verdict that he's guilty.
And they also was sequestered and went home.
Guilty.
Wait, let him finish, AP.
That he was guilty on all counts.
Okay. So guilty, and the jurors are human, correct?
Yes.
Do jurors make mistakes sometimes?
Yeah.
Are there innocent people in prison right now?
Yes.
Okay. I have no
further. The jurors saw lifetime. They already had their mind made up from the lifetime.
Exactly.
Nothing to argue about. He just answered the questions that I needed to know.
I don't believe.
And I was there on many different dates, and I saw a whole lot of reasonable doubt, a ton of it, with my own eyes and ears.
And that was the defense only obligation, was to create reasonable doubt, and it was plenty of it.
Well, not only that, Robert Kelly clearly knows that there was a lot of information, including the mental health information, wasn't allowed. Azriel's prior engagements with her boyfriends and sexual activity wasn't included. Same thing for
it was irrelevant to the
parents.
No, it's not irrelevant. It is not irrelevant. It's very relevant.
The charges.
The parents wasn't able to be.
Hold on, let me talk. AP.
Understand?
Hold on. Hit mute real quick. Hold on. The mental health, her previous sexual activity, all that stuff was not included for her and for JP. That is very relevant. What's not relevant is Kale's sexual life, his sexual activities that they continue to put a smoke string up so people can't see past how, his sexual excursions and everything like that. That's what was not relevant to
his sexual
case.
life involved, and giving people herpes
That has nothing.
And,
That has nothing. The herpes situation is: do you
let me
have
finish.
herpes? Did you give it to somebody
That
else?
wasn't proven.
Let me finish. Let me finish. So if his sexual life involved in giving people herpes, which so happened was one of his charges, it's relevant.
Okay, it came out in
'Cause
court. Faith Rogers accused a man 2 years prior to meeting R. Kelly of giving her herpes. Did a police report on him and everything. That came out in court.
it did not come
Okay?
out in court. It did
Yes,
not come
it
out in
did.
court.
Yes,
And,
it did.
hold on, let me finish. That did not come out in court, and it can be proven because we now have the transcripts of verbatim of what happened in court, and
Okay.
Skylight have them, and so it can be easily pulled up right now, and we can see exactly what
And
was said.
she caught him
Right, but
in
that's not what we.
2013.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's not what this is about. We gonna have
Of
another
course,
one.
but I'm just addressing her like that can easily be proven because the
Okay,
transcript
well,
is verbatim, and
Angie
that
said,
has already been debunked.
just tell them they may
No, she
have the
if he got
transcript.
it, she gave it to him.
The transcripts go in order. But because you guys, I really don't want to get into the weeds because I feel like that's the weeds of the case that we've already discussed that stuff 1,000 times. I'm just trying to stay at the where the meat is.
No, you got to look at everything in its totality. And
But that is part of
you
the
talking about
totality.
me only looking at this and that. But
That's part of the totality. What's going on, Tori? The totality is because the bottom line is: was it a just trial? Was the jury did they justly what's the word I'm looking for? Judge R. Kelly in the trial. That's what I want to talk about. Was it just? Was it not just? And so
give me.
basically,
I'm gonna come back on. I'm gonna log on my laptop and I'm gonna come back on.
okay.
Oh, he running
Reverend
again. He
Johnson.
running
Yeah, I don't
again.
want to.
That was his.
I don't want to pay her cash up. So let me get out of here right
That
quick. No,
was
I'll be
his.
back.
He running
Okay.
again. And
Okay.
see, you know what? Let me say this to
Gave
you.
him a
You
Yeah.
think I'm joking about before you run.
but
You think I'm joking. But
I
be a
know you
man of
serious.
your word and pay me my money because we had a bet.
Oh,
Period.
oh.
that he married someone knew he was on the. Okay,
And
Anika,
I'm
let
gonna
me
leave
ask
that
you a
right there.
question.
I
Anika,
ain't joking about that.
I
since you all
see.
want to talk about y'all go on mute. Since you all want to talk about the Aaliyah, this happened over how many
I'll be
years
back.
ago, Anika? Okay, how many years? So tell me, why was he not charged at the time that this alleged marriage occurred? Okay, tell me, why was not R. Kelly charged at the time that everybody in the world, you say, knew that he married Aaliyah? Everybody knew she was underage. Answer me, why was he not charged at the time that this occurred? Y'all gonna get up out of my face with that. I'm sick of it. The judge told the jury that this was the first case of its kind, and if they did understand something, then they would convict him. Pitiful. Who gives instructions like that? Now that part, I am willing to go back and read the jury what the what jury instructions were. I'm willing to go back and read that. The panel is open to everybody. The link is in the chat. I am willing to go back and read that. And I do want to read the stuff with Azrael again and the cross. He doesn't even have purpose according to what core. Click the link. I
They
have
kill me.
my worker does a murder, then his and hers going to have to take their own case. I'm not taking away for anyone. That's right. I know I ain't going to the clink for nobody. What's going on, Tori? What's your thoughts?
They kill me with all of this buffale that this man is guilty and they got their verdict. First of all, why would you be happy to see another black man going to jail? And y'all worked so hard over the last 2 years for all of this stuff to hit this man, and when those people took the stand, the attorney did his job and debunked every lie. All the dirty work that was did by Larry and Angelo Clearing, including with Azrael, she folded. And all of this stuff came out about her parents.
And when I go to some of y'all channels, when it pop up, y'all still want to sit and say, he did it. He's a monster. Okay, well, what if somebody was going around saying you had herpes
And ain't now one of them sat not one day in the courtroom.
and you raped their daughter? What if somebody said that? And they came back with these accusations now. And it could have been somebody you dated years ago, Mr. Keller. And they come back and say, you touched one of their kids. Is he still on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making sure you was done. Well, I will have my day in court. Hopefully, I don't record everything and have everything on my storage to help prove my guilt.
On the
But,
recordings, when it came out about the
well,
recordings,
he have
not one
tremendous
record. Hold on,
testimony.
not
He have
one
tremendous
recording said that he
evidence.
was with a child. Not one recording said he was with a minor.
What you mean?
Not one recording said that he was a minor.
Even
Was
the
with a
judge
minor.
say they were not minors.
So why
No.
y'all still want to run with that buffet?
So when you say recording, what are you talking about, and who are you referring to?
You just sat there and made statement and said that you would be smart enough to not record yourself.
So
Well,
it's only
first
two
of all,
minors in the case. Okay, so there's only two minors in the case, and that was Deronda. It was Deronda
Okay, and he never slept with Geronda Pace.
it never
and
slept with her, and it came out she stalked him.
well, here's the problem. You know, if he never slept with him, she shouldn't have his sperm.
She was sleeping with Bubba.
She
Bubba let
shouldn't
her
have
in.
R.
Bubba
Kelly's
let her
sperm.
in Kale's house, and she stole his shirt.
Where did
Well,
that come
or
out in
a
court at?
shirt. She
And
stole the shirt out the house.
Where did
that
that
still
come?
couldn't come out that whatever what when they tested the shirt, that wasn't even accurate.
It came out that it was his. It came out to R. Kelly.
No, it did not.
Yes, it
No,
has.
it did not. No, it did not. No, you might want to go back and listen to her testimony. When they did that,
No,
when the
we can listen
expert
to the
came
person
on,
who
it
analyzed it.
still the analyst said it.
Yeah,
They couldn't make clear of it. So
no, they
that means
said
it wasn't he. No, come
they
on,
said
dude.
they said it's a one against this crazy ass number, one in a non-million. I don't even know how many zeros that is. That it was.
So what about
Okay, she broke in his house.
what about the judge calling Azriel
She could have got a condom
inconsistent?
and put it on the shirt.
What did that come out in court at? All the shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Oh,
It
y'all, I
did.
can't. I'm
It has to be.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it no more because
Well,
I don't care about the all that. I want to talk about the choke no joke.
all right,
I want to talk about
the platform.
what what y'all think, Tori, since you was the last one. What do you think about what's going on Choke's panel?
Um,
And
I didn't watch today's live, but I'm going to go back and check it out. Um, I like where it's
wait,
going with
hold
him.
on. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Anika, let me tell you something right now. And this is the problem what I have with people like you. Because I don't think there's nobody in this panel that we can't say didn't break a law in the last 30 years. Okay. So if you all want to be so law abiding, you can't, there's nobody in this panel. And I'm saying that right now that I don't think that has broken the law, include myself, in the past 30 years. Period. Okay, so for you all that want to be a crime stopper, Anika, tell me in the last year how many people have you called the police on, and what charge were they? What law were they breaking? Okay, that's my question for you. Okay, go ahead, Tori. Sorry about that.
I actually like choke no joke where he's going with this. At first, he came off a little snappy, and it kind of bothered me because he did a lot of that cutting people off when people wanted to talk, and it was like Andrew Slow could go on and say what he want to say to people, talk rude to people, call us names, the people that support Kels or whatever, and I didn't like that, but I still wanted to see where he was going with it because you know after all of that, he still came back and you know, when he did his closing like he always do, you know, he come back with a rebuttal. And I don't think that he wants to be mixed up with a lot of this. I just think that he's very curious because he wants to know exactly what's going on and to try to get a better understanding of it. And now that he has gotten a better understanding, he see what we see. The man was set up, point
But I'm
blank.
gonna tell you this, Tori, you got to go back and watch it because he flat out said R. Kelly was set up. Free R. Kelly. He flat out said it. Didn't nobody say nothing. He flat out said free R. Kelly.
But and I will say this: Big Hips got on there. The people from over on that other side got on there because they wanted to plant them seeds in that man's head. I'm glad that he didn't allow Big Hips to get on there and use him like he did Larry, and then turned around and turned his right cheek up at Larry when he couldn't use Larry no more. And now that Larry's in jail, and as much as I don't like what the shit that Larry, excuse my French, that Larry did, I will say this: I got to give a dude credit when it's credit. He was a loyal friend to that old lying, conniving ass man. He was a loyal friend to him, and he turned around and did that man dirty in the end. And as much dirt as Larry did, I still feel like if my loyalty was to you, I don't feel like you should have done me the way you did. He threw sand in that man's face. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally agree. Because even though they both was doing some snakish ways, if y'all was snaking together, y'all should remain loyalty snakes. Don't throw each other under the bus. I agree.
He used Larry till he couldn't use him no more. He used those people from Team Truth till he couldn't use them no more. And when those people got got them transcripts, and once they got the reading, because everybody's happy now. But I read the comments on some of them. Now some of them are changing they view about things. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Now I will tell you this: as much as I love R. Kelly, if it came out the truth that he did that, then yes, he needs to be in jail. But he done went through 2 trials, and it has all came out. The man still tell me where it says he slept with a kid. One of them got on there and said her parents threw her out there to the belly of the woods.
Well, see, this
her parents threw her out there.
They don't, like he said, they got the guilty verdict they want. Now, everything else he's saying, put it in an appeal. But my thing is this, to Keller, you have to go back and watch his video, because he basically the same thing that me and you've been arguing about, that he breaks down and shows it to people that haven't been watching the case. He breaks it down bit by bit, how the Clarys were in collusion with the Savages to create a narrative, because the whole thing basically started because they didn't have a hold on Azriel, and that they wasn't able to get the bag. That's what the whole thing kicked off. Okay.
And another thing,
and watch the video, he breaks it down step by step. So that'll be the answer to what the setup was.
Another thing, when you go back and look at they played it the other night, the mother, when she was speaking, at first they said that they didn't know anything about Kel's history. I don't know if y'all remember them saying that on Surviving the Lies, right? But then the mother said on the BBC interview that they researched him. Even Azriel said that she didn't know anything, but then she come back and said that she researched him. The mother said that. Okay.
Didn't
Azriel made the decision.
Didn't I tell y'all? Read what she said. Read what she said. I just said this at the beginning of the live. When I just asked Anika, tell me who in the past year, who you have reported that have broken the law this past year. She says, I have not even a traffic ticket, okay? And no police involved either. We not talking about everybody else's case. We talking about Robert's case. That lets you know, guys, these people are biased and they are jealous of R. Kelly, and they have some type of a
I would go out
on a limb. Hold on, let me finish, Keller. You can't tell me, Anika, that you only concerned about R. Kelly getting convicted, and in the same sentence telling me that you're not jealous of that man and that you got a hard on for that man. If you are a law-abiding citizen and you so worried about somebody breaking the law, then you need to be reporting everybody that comes across your path that's committing the crime. I'm done.
They all judging him based on the past
They
allegations
jealous.
that wasn't proven to be true and based on life lies.
They
That's what he's
always
being
say that.
judged on.
This ain't
Even the
about
jury
this
judged
ain't
him on
about
that.
nobody else's case. This is about R. Kelly case. It is about everybody's case, because if you all are so concerned about people breaking the law and that you're not biased just against Kales, that means you should be reporting anybody and everybody. That's the part y'all not getting. I see.
And when they do this to your sons and your fathers and your uncles and your brothers, don't say nothing, not a thing.
I just don't want them to do it to my niece, my sister, any
So
young.
you gonna say that
Raise your sister
hold on,
right
hold on,
and
hold
your
on,
niece
y'all.
right.
Hold on. So Kelly, you gonna tell me that now that R. Kelly's locked up, nobody in the world is gonna take advantage of your cease and your auntie and your sister? Is that what you're
So
telling me? They safe now because R. Kelly locked up, right? Is that what
no,
you're saying?
no.
Okay.
This charge is not unique to R. Kelly. We have plenty of pedophiles in jail before and after R. Kelly. We're gonna have people. We're gonna
Okay.
have people in jail with the same charges that he
Okay.
did before and after him.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Tori. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Now, another thing, like I was saying about the BBC interview, they said that they did their research on the man. So basically, you stalked him. Just like you said your daughter did research, and your daughter gave you no choice but to allow her to go to that concert. So y'all took her to a adult concert to
Facts.
see an entertainer that
As a
only
minor.
thing he sings about is X-rated things. You understand what I'm saying? That's for 21 and up crowds. So you took your daughter there. And you mean to tell me that when she made the decision to say she wanted to stay there, she's a victim? No, she's not a victim. And when it come out on the stand that she said y'all did this to her, now she's lying. Now she's lying. Okay, but this is on a federal stand. She's lying. Then on top of that, you want to come back out and try to rebuttal what she said, but you can't do that because it's already out in the universe. She's already planted that in the universe. So what's planted in the universe is not going anywhere. That's another thing.
That's true. Now, what Keller has that's cool. How did you share that with me or something like that?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to switch to my laptop because I don't got time for y'all. I'm showing y'all
No,
black
but
and white.
wait. So people could share information from their computer to my computer?
If they have a StreamYard account.
Okay. So you guys, I'm gonna upload the real verdict. The one that I put up before is not the accurate verdict.
This the real verdict.
This is the real one.
Yeah. So when it come to Jane Fox, since we're talking about Jane,
But wait before you say something. Now, what I did also want to say, I believe that Angelo, when Levi went on that man's platform, Angelo was watching like he always say he do, but he don't know all the channels is what he be bitching about on his channel. He yells all of that on his channel in those rants and raves. He don't know a lot of the bloggers, but you get on there and you name everybody's platform on Whitley's channel. You named it on Choke's
Whitley
channel.
look like Wanda. Ain't nobody going over there. Look,
Yo, I call it cricket letter. But anyways, you get on these people platform
man,
and you
y'all
say
don't want
this,
me talking about choke.
and you know all these people.
I have no choice but to shoot my
everybody be
shots.
quiet, mute everybody. Look, y'all, we got the non-lawyer on here. See, that's why I say
Hey, non-lawyer. So
y'all be
look, real
cussing,
quickly,
ignorant.
he used Choke. He thought he was gonna bamboozle him with them lies, but see, Choke got a lot of questions, so he wanted answers to it. So I agree with you, Scott. I'm glad that he did it, how he did it. You understand what I'm saying? But
Right.
Angelo did his research on that man. So Angelo know that man is very well connected. You understand what I'm saying? In the
Y'all
industry.
gonna talk
So
about
he
my
got on
people.
there
It's only
and
safe
thought
y'all
he was
talk
gonna
about y'all.
bamboozle that man with them lies and low key try to make some connections. And when that man turned around, boom, boom, bam, I see the bullshit. So now you want to send this man threats? Come on now.
Hey,
Exactly. But
Scott.
hold on. Just give me 1 second. Non-lawyer, welcome to the chat.
What up, non-lawyer?
How are you?
How you doing, non-lawyer?
Hey, what's
Hello,
up? How y'all feel?
non-lawyer.
Let
Hey,
me
how
get
y'all
your
feel?
what did you want to comment on Choke? Or what was your comment for today? Y'all go on mute, please.
Well, no, I mean, hold on a second. I just kind of noticed the title, and I really don't know Choke that well. I don't really follow his channel that much. I don't know that much about the content. I did chime in, but I caught the tail end of the one show where Angelo Clary was doing an appearance, but I didn't catch much of it. From my understanding, Azriel was supposed to be there, but Choke actually had Angelo on there.
Clickbait.
Correct. And that's what non-lawyer basically over the past 2 years with this case, Azriel has not been on anybody's channel that we have seen. Not even when his father was close to Larry McGee, who was one of his cronies. So like Keller saying, it could have been clickbait.
And no could have,
but yeah, Azriel Clary has not shown up on anybody's channel to do an interview. So I knew that that's not who was going to be there, but a lot of other people didn't. But the topic of today is basically Choke No Joke, who was once against R. Kelly. He was with everybody else stating that R. Kelly was a child predator and he was, basically supporting it. So what has happened is the door has been opened and he has been given information in regarding the setup. So a great video for you to watch is the one he did yesterday.
I beg to differ.
And he has to put up the one that he did the day before that. And that'll give you, the one he did yesterday gives you a basic breakdown for people who have not been following this case, a step-by-step of basically how we feel R. Kelly was set up. Now it's 6 hours now, so you're going to have to...
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
So are you saying he started off as being a persecutor, now he's a supporter?
He literally came on yesterday, non-lawyer, and said free R. Kelly. And he is also shown
a couple cash out later.
Be quiet, Robert. And he's also shown how there are possible ties to allegedly that Jay-Z is owning the publishing of Kel's music. So you have to go back and watch it and get, very interested. And then people, non-lawyer, were literally coming on flipping. They were saying, you know what, Choke, after watching this video, I really better understand, and I'm guilty. I was one of the people that just said send him to jail. I didn't take the time to look into the case, and they literally were saying,
hold on a second. Let me. So what made? So hold on a second. So what made you think that he was guilty and he should, like, what made you think that he should just go to jail?
He did. She did.
Well, no, I'm a Kel supporter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm an avid Kel supporter. Okay, I've never thought that. But the people who were against him, they have their own thought. But I'm saying Choke No Joke was one of those people, and he provided his platform with the information, and his audience was coming on saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. R. Kelly has been set up.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, and this is slightly off topic. I don't know if that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. So
briefly, because since they took me off topic, we'll come back. Go ahead.
So one of the things I noticed is that he's got this judgment against him, right?
Okay.
And we don't know how much time he's going to get. But me personally, from just doing a little research here and there, I think they're going to give him some outrageous time, like some Larry Nassar time, right?
Okay.
And one of the things that's going to happen along with the sentencing is that they're going to do a criminal forfeiture where they're going to take all of his assets. Okay. So after that happens, he's going to be in a situation where he's going to try to appeal. And he's also going to be in a situation where he has to, because right after the sentencing and the criminal forfeiture, they're going to ship him back to Chicago.
Well, not like just to interject, they already did that in this Illinois case.
I'm sorry, say that again.
They already did that in his Illinois case.
The criminal forfeiture?
Right? Yes.
Well, I think I have to see to what extent. Because I know they can freeze your assets, but in terms of like completely taking it away, I know that's going to come with the guilty verdict. because unless there's a guilty verdict, they have to come up with some other means of freezing your assets. But you're saying they already froze his money.
They already forfeited, and it has been used to pay, I believe, it's child support, some defaulted judgments.
Right, and I know about those, but so with the rental, so with the rents, right? Because he had a landlord,
and also he had a civil case that had a default judgment because he never came.
That's right. That was against Heather Williams, but I forget exactly how much she actually got. But the thing I'm trying to get to is that, you know, he of course has these royalties and things of that nature.
Right.
And the question is, do you think he'll actually have a chance at this point? Because with them,
that's expensive. You know, that appeal could be expensive.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
I was just talking about that. And man.
Now, non-lawyer Robert Keller is against Kel, so that's the one. If you have questions like that,
100%.
I think I met Robert. On someone's channel.
Okay.
They didn't give you no love too, so.
Oh man, look,
we was on, and I hate they took you off, man. I want to talk to we was on.
But you know what? I was glad to get off at that point because from the way they were talking, they were just stupid. I didn't
like that. I didn't like that.
But go ahead. What were you saying?
Damn, what was I saying?
About so you think that
the monies,
in terms of the money, right? You know, because now he's in a situation.
Where I was having a conversation, and I think it would be best for him to maybe find like some law students to kind of do that process for him. That's interested in appellate
work,
right? Because it's going to cost some money, and then get a real good lawyer to do that. It's going to be he going to need a very good appellate attorney at this point, a very good one, and it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work that they're going to have to do, and that shit is not free.
Oh no.
So I think maybe if he can find some students that's interested in being a appellate attorney, that may be the route that he needs to go.
Y'all give me 1 second. AB Hunt, welcome to the chat. Queen A, welcome to the chat. And if I missed anybody else, welcome to the chat. Go ahead, you guys.
So let me throw another question out here. So already, I mean, you basically identified that his money is basically going to be locked up, if it's not already locked up, like you said. Now,
and they're still talking about muting him completely now. So that's even taking away from his royalties.
There's too much money being made off of him. And
it's going to come down to, are they going to lose money with his streaming, or going to lose money with subscribers?
They're making too much money off of him.
Right. That's what
they don't have to pay him.
That's what's going to come down to. Is are they going to make the most? Are they going to lose money with the subscribers, just unsubscribing, or are they going to make money streaming him? So it's going to come down to the money. I agree with you.
Right. No, they're making way too much money. Like,
let's be accurate with the streaming. His streams have went up. They are saying 517%.
Well, of course, but that's not going to stay that way. There's a trial going on.
Oh, yes, it will.
Hell no.
We will always be here, Kelly. That's what you all don't understand. We're never going away.
You will, but that don't count for everybody. There was a trial going on. Same thing when you first went to jail. It happened.
Well, you know what? I'm going to agree with him a little bit, because I think the trial probably brought him to the attention to a lot of those kids. I don't know what do they call the generations now? The younger generations is coming out of high school.
Baby kids.
No, they're not millennials. Millennials was like probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Generation social media, but
basically that generation got a chance. They were like, "Who is R. Kelly?" or whatever, and then they just happened to hear some of his music and they found out it was dope, and they started downloading. That's probably a part of that. I think once the hype of the trial is over,
diminish.
Yeah, it's going to diminish, but he's still going to.
It's still going to make $1 million plus.
Right, he's still going to make money, but it's not going to be outrageous like 517%. Like the value of his music is never going to be.
It's not really worth nothing. Nobody don't want to. He's been trying to sell his.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think his music is worth a lot. I mean,
they wouldn't buy it. Nobody wouldn't buy it.
Who wouldn't buy it? What do you mean?
Masters. He tried to sell his masters, the ones that he have, and nobody wanted.
Hold on, let me make a comment.
That's not true.
Anika, you are so correct, because Kels likes the ugliest of the ugliest women, the cutest woman that we have seen that he has picked up was Azrael and Jocelyn. Okay,
Are you saying you had a chance, Sky?
Huh?
You saying you had a chance?
I had a chance, but I didn't take it. That's what people fail to understand. If I wanted to take a
shot,
I would have took it. Okay, well, y'all go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. So now with the money being funny, I actually did a video that was talking about whether or not people should maybe have an attorney set up a trust fund for him to basically focus on his defense, because while he's locked up and he's not really making a lot of money, he still has a lot of fans that are sending money, right? And I thought that sending money directly, some people say you should send it directly to R. Kelly, and then say it again.
I mean, that'd be the best way to help him with his funding, is to send him money.
What we doing? We sending the money directly to him.
Right, but let me ask you a question about that. So do you think it's a good idea to send it directly to him? Because once that judgment comes in, that money is on his books. He doesn't have money like in his cell. So it's on his commissary books. And
he guys owe restitution.
Well, he's not sentenced yet.
Yeah, so, but that's around the corner. That's like what?
No, sentencing is May 4.
Yeah, that's like 4 months out. That's
right. So what I'm saying is they're gonna have about 30 days for the appeal. So
but let me answer his question.
Yeah, but once he's sentenced, there's going to be a judgment, and then they're going to do the criminal forfeiture.
So what I'm saying is he got now into sentencing to get as much money as he can.
Let me answer his question. Hold on a second. The money right now, there is no other route for us to get money to him. So until he decides to switch and give us and to state that he wants the money to go to Canic or any of his other attorneys, right now we have been sending money directly to him.
Right.
So that's the only option we have right now.
Are you in communications with him?
No, there are people who have been allegedly, like, we don't know, but our guidance was to send the money directly to him. And then I even made a call to the BOP, and they stated that there was no limit on the amount of money that he can receive.
Now, let me just say this, right? Now, once that verdict comes down, you do realize that they will.
Ain't nobody gonna listen to me, Trevor. You gotta say nobody on this channel is gonna listen to me. I'll show you that.
Do you realize that once that verdict is in, they're going to seize? At some point, they're going to have the power to seize his commissary.
But how can you seize his commissary?
You gotta always have commissary.
Because it's called restitution.
Right, so but then they seize his all. How is he going to eat? Like, I know they can get some of it, but you can completely take him to a zero amount.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
So that means he can't eat in jail?
I don't know about that.
That sounds heinous. So he can't eat in jail? Like, that's
well, I mean, well, hold on a second. They provide him food, and then by him being diabetic, they're on the, by law, they have to provide him with his basic needs.
Well, right? They gave him a list of stuff to buy. So they gave him a list of stuff to buy as a diabetic. When he was at MCC, so he still had to buy it. It was a recommendation of what to buy from commissary based off his pre-diabetic situation.
Let me say this: if he has medical needs, they're going to have to take care of those medical needs. That's what
he's a pre-diabetic. He was a pre-diabetic.
Okay.
Well, see, I'm going to say by that point, non-lawyer, I'm assuming that they'll have another route of him getting money. Set up, because that would be stupid for us to continue to feed into.
They just put on somebody else.
That's why I'm asking the question, because like I said, they're going to seize that account.
They put on somebody else's books.
Yeah, they'll just switch it by that point. I don't think I'm hoping that they not that stupid. Okay, that's all I could say.
Right. But like, whose books you gonna? I mean, now this is where you get into the criminal aspects of it, because you putting money on somebody else's books is like, how do you know they're going to give it back?
No, I believe because prior to that, the money was going to the attorneys.
Right. I know who was it? Doug Anton had a.
You got I think a class lawsuit or some shit. He stole the defense fund or some shit.
Now hold on, that's all alleged. Now
allegedly,
don't know what's going on with that.
Allegedly,
okay.
They gave him money.
We ain't gonna know.
they gave him money for the defense fund, and it wasn't utilized.
Yeah, but he can easily find a way to say that, I use that money to, fight for him. This is my fee. I charged, $400 an hour, and I was working. He can easily just come up with a ledger saying he worked X amount of hours,
Wow.
and all that money went to his legal fees.
To me, I'm glad anybody who gave them money, I ain't gonna go there. But
so
okay, because you don't want us to talk about you all sending money to Larry and his wife now.
Hey,
Do you want us to get down?
support Sweet Feet hit his
I'm gonna let APZ loose on
money
you.
on his
You better
book.
fall back.
I'm sorry, APZ. I sent your cash out to Janine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And now we can do a whole segment on y'all sending money to Janine. Now they would love that.
Wait a minute. I didn't hear that correctly. Did you say you did send it?
I sent it to Janine.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
Hey, it is what it is.
That's okay. That's okay. that the only thing that means is that you're not a man of your word.
Hey, can we? Okay, so
Okay.
let's go back to this setup. Can you put that back on?
And it also means he tell lies.
All right. So
yes, exactly.
According to y'all, okay.
Okay, we're gonna go over the verdict, you guys.
Choke,
this
no
is the real
joke.
verdict. I'm gonna upload the real verdict for the one that's up there is not the accurate one.
This is the accurate one. This is the accurate one.
Okay.
Sky, this is the accurate one.
I got you. I just want them to know because I put up one that's not current, so I want. them to know.
It's the same thing.
Then I'm gonna.
This is exactly.
so this is actually what they use in court.
This was out of Pacer.
Okay. Right, but this is I put up the one you sent me first.
I know it's the same thing.
But this is the correct one.
This is the one out of Pacer, but yours say the same thing. It say there's no difference.
The second one you sent me, not the first one.
The first one, the second one is the one out of Pacer.
Right. That's what I'm letting them know. The first one I did was not accurate. I'm gonna.
It is accurate. It's just one. It is accurate. It say the same exact thing. The only difference is it was typed. It wasn't handwritten. This is actual handwritten.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, any event, this is the accurate one out of Pacer. The jury filled out. Okay. So we're going back to according to Choke, no joke. It was set up. Jane Doe number 5 set up R. Kelly.
What you thought Choke, no joke in there? What that got to do with the reading?
That's what we're talking about, right?
No, that has his conversation of this is the verdict. This is all this is. This ain't got nothing to do with Choke. We are reading the verdict. Go ahead.
Well, we started with Jane. That's what he was talking about. Jane number 5. Okay. So Racketeering Act 8, Mann Act violation. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act transportation and coercion and enticement? They said proven on both of those.
Now stop right there. Who was Jane Doe number 8?
We want to discuss the setup.
I don't remember Jane Doe. Well, I mean,
Azrael.
She was 8. I thought she was.
No.
Okay.
Racketeering Act 8.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Pseudonym was Jane.
So how were they able to prove that R. Kelly transported her?
One of the ways was plane tickets.
Right.
She flew away from one state to the other. That's the Mann Act violation. And then she had sex with him. That was the immoral sex act. The second part of it. So with that in mind, so since we're talking about the transportation part, how was that a setup by the parents?
Hold on, let me make a statement. Trevor, reading the verdict is not a mockery. I mean, this is actually what's in the transcripts, and all I'm doing is providing information to people who did not know. Now, Robert Keller's interpretation of it, of course, is different than ours, and we don't agree with it. But the verdict
interpretation, don't agree with the outcome.
Okay, that's why I'm doing this, so people could actually see what the verdict actually was. His interpretation.
You want me to just start from the top, Sky? We'll just start from.
That's what you did. This is not the top.
No, I thought y'all was talking about Jane, so let me just start from the top.
Yeah, just read from the top.
All right. So this is as to count 1. It's 9 counts. So this is count 1, racketeering. How do you feel? How do you find the defendant? They put guilty. Okay, so with with count one racketeering, there are 14 predicate acts that they have to prove in order for them to say he's guilty. I'm sorry, it's 14. Out of the 14, they have to prove 2 out of the 14. Okay, so let's go through these predicate acts. So racketeering act 1, which is bribery, that's the one with Aaliyah. They have proven. Racketeering sexual exploitation of a child with Stephanie. They have.
Who is Stephanie?
I don't know the pseudonym. I don't know her pseudonym. I don't know her name.
It's either Geronda. There was only Geronda and Azrael.
No.
It was Sonya too. She was number.
Yeah, we ain't got to Sonya yet, but they use her pseudonym. More? I don't know her real name. Okay. This is a pseudonym. Okay. Check her identity. I don't even know who fucking Sonya is either. I don't know if that's a real name or a pseudonym. Okay, so here's Sonya. Another predicate. Racketeering act kidnapping, not proven.
Oh, Sonya was the white girl that came for the interview. That's what that was.
Yes. They had the kidnapping. She says. Okay. Also, racketeering act 4, man act, was Sonya. So the man act portion was she traveled. Not proven.
Wait, you got to read it right. It says, "What was?" Please read it right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
In respect to
what was your verdict in respect to racketeering act 4, transportation? Not proven. What was your verdict in respect of racketeering act 4B, coercion and enticement? Not proven. They skipped that part because it was not proven. So let's go to the 5th portion of the predicate act. Remember, it's 14.
Nice. Welcome to the chat. I'm sorry.
Remember, it's 14. So this is Geronda. Racketeering act. I'm sorry, racketeering act 5, man act violation. Geronda. Proven.
So he transported Geronda to someplace, to New York, I guess.
So with Geronda, it's interesting. It's interesting how they prove that. They use her.
Yeah, it's interesting how they prove that. I love how he says that.
So listen, this is what they did. they use her a cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. And they used the cell tower and what it was hit off of.
And they used the bullshit that was also in the air.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with R. Kelly?
Well, that's to put her in a different location.
Right, but that doesn't mean R. Kelly put her there, though.
Oh, both of their cell phones was hitting off this cell tower.
Yeah, but hold on a second. That still doesn't prove that R. Kelly put her there.
That don't prove what?
That doesn't prove that R. Kelly took her there.
Well, you also got to take in consideration, which you may not agree with, her testimony was also used as evidence.
So she testified that she was.
So this is also with her testimony as well. Okay. So racketeering act 6.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Non-lawyer, do you have the transcripts?
I have I have some of them, but I didn't read them all.
You'll have all of them.
Okay, so
you'll have all of them.
Yeah, he's gonna get you all of them.
Racketeering act 6, forced labor, Geronda, proven.
Hold on a second. What was it? This is the one thing I never understood. So he made Geronda work for him for free?
No. That means sex.
So sex is forced labor?
Yes. If you do it, if you force her to have sex, that's forced labor.
That's forced labor.
Yeah.
I thought forced labor had something to do with.
You got to look at the legal term.
I agree, non-lawyer. Next,
that's crazy.
Let's go to
that's next. Crazy.
Look up
it is crazy.
Term. Look up the legal term. It's more broader than that.
Okay. Next.
So racketeering act 7, sexual exploitation.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Let me just take it a step back. And this is why you got to be careful with these statutes and these terms, because they're just basically using words of art. Right.
Facts.
To say something, you think it means one thing, but it means something totally different. But go ahead. Facts. I'm sorry. Racketeering Act 7.
All right. Sexual exploitation of a child, Geronda, proven.
Even though she lied about her age. Okay.
Facts.
You want to go? We want to stay there?
No.
Well, she lied about her age. No, let's just keep going. Let's keep going.
We're going to read she stalked them. You all can discuss.
And she stalked them.
All right.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so we at the 8th predicate act. Racketeering Act, Mann Act violation. Jane, what is your verdict in respect to Racketeering Act 8A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8B, coercion, enticement? Proven. Racketeering Act 9. Jane, what is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict in respect to Racketeering Act 9B, coercion or enticement? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9C, coercion or enticement of a minor? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9D, transportation of a minor? Proven. Racketeering Act 10,
This
aka
is the one that's going to. This is the one that's going to get him some Larry Nassar time. Actually,
well, it's just a predicate act, so this is not a actual. This is not an actual count. This is a predicate act that they have to prove for racketeering.
Now, what do you mean by predicate acts, so people understand?
So predicate acts. So okay,
you're saying they're not going to sentence him
back.
on any
I'll
of
go
this
back.
stuff?
Let me finish reading this, and I'll go back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right.
One quick question. You're saying they're not going to sentence him based off any of this stuff?
Racketeering. So this all go for racketeering. But let me finish this, and then go through all the predicate acts, and then I'll go back. I'll explain it. Racketeering Act 10, sexual exploitation of a child. Proven. Racketeering Act 11, forced labor. Proven. Racketeering Act 12. Mann Act violation, faith. Is the herpes.
I can't. I'm about to boot you up.
Wait a minute. Faith was an adult.
Okay, listen. Faith Faith. Yeah, she got 4. She nailed him to the cross.
Read the stuff.
Yeah, but Faith was an adult, though.
You said Faith what?
Was an adult for sure.
It don't matter with herpes. What is your verdict?
No, but it says transportation right there. It doesn't say herpes.
You still can commit the Mann Act. You still can commit the Mann Act with herpes, because that's the transportation is the Mann Act, and the immoral sex part is the herpes.
Now that don't even make sense. But go ahead.
That don't make no goddamn sense.
It has nothing.
But go ahead, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. Just
it's
keep
the
going.
Immoral sex.
Just go ahead.
What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 12A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act, coercion or enticement? Proven. If you answer proven as either Racketeering Act 12A or 12B or both, please answer the following questions. If you answer not proven, proceed to the next Racketeering Act. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual that the activity violated. So they had the reckless endangerment violation of New York Penal Code. Also had knowingly exposure of infectious venereal disease. So that doesn't apply to how old you are with this. So they said both of these he violated.
Let me ask you a question, and it's very important that I ask this question right now instead of waiting. How many people have gone to jail for spreading herpes?
They pulled up some case law and in violation of this. So yes, it has been some people.
Non-lawyer.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, Robert. But ain't nobody going to jail for no goddamn herpes.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna let you finish.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, go ahead, finish.
They pulled up case law.
No, read the.
No, but what I'm trying to. So you're saying they pulled up case law, but you're not saying somebody went to jail.
Let me finish.
Of course, there's case law, right? But the thing about it is, what I've seen.
Let me finish so you can understand.
Go ahead.
So let me go back a little bit. So they tried to the defense sent in a motion to change the instructions in regards of how they wanted the jury to interpret the law.
Did you say the defense did that?
The defense did this. Okay.
No, the prosecutors did.
No, they rebutted it. I'm gonna get to the rebuttal.
Okay.
Damn, it made me lose my thought.
You want
to pull up case law.
So in the rebuttal, they pulled the case law to support this. So when you put up in their case law, they was found guilty of this shit. So yeah, some people in jail.
I think
R. Kelly is not the first person that violated.
Hold on a second. Let me say this. Let me say this. I believe you believe what you're saying is true.
Do you think R. Kelly is the first person that violated this law and is the only person that got convicted of this law?
So here's the thing. If a person transmits the AIDS virus, they're going to jail. But I don't think there's anybody that's going to jail over herpes, because herpes is as common as a common cold. And I actually have videos on my channel which talks about how common the herpes virus is and how it's prevalent among African American women. And nobody has. I can. If you want, we can bet some money on this. I bet you $50 that nobody has gone to jail.
Hey, Peas.
He's not going to pay you.
He's
not going to pay you.
Look,
you're not a lawyer. He's not going to pay you. Don't bet this man.
Right? Why Usher not in jail? Exactly.
Look, ain't nobody going. I want you to finish, but I believe that you believe what you're saying is true. But more than likely, they pulled up case law where a man transmitted the AIDS virus and they put him in jail.
Let's just go with what this. Let's just go with what the statutes say. Okay.
Right.
Knowingly exposing, not transmission.
Ain't nobody going to jail.
Ain't nobody going to jail for herpes.
Okay, just go ahead and finish. Just go ahead and finish.
Yes, BS.
All right. Racketeering Act, forced labor, faith. Prove it. Racketeering Act 14, Mann Act, faith. What is your verdict with respect of Racketeering Act 14A? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 14B? Proven. Then they go back to the same thing. Pretty much, they believe both of these statutes was proven. So these are 14 predicate acts.
Right. Keep going.
Yeah, what you going back for?
Well, I just wanted to explain this. So this is for only count one, racketeering. So with count one, racketeering, in order to find him guilty, like what they have right here, in order to find him guilty right here, they have to prove 2 out of the 14 predicate acts. Now, you said that's the one that's going to get them the time that so-and-so. Not necessarily, because it was only for this count. However, she can't take these predicate acts and deter when she do her sentencing guideline.
Oh, so you're saying she's not gonna
it's only for count one. This is only for count one. So they have to prove out of all these 14, let's say all these was not proven and they only had 2, he still would have had found guilty of count one. They found him, they proved 12 out of the 14, because Sonia they didn't prove. So they proved 12 out of the 14 for count one. Count one. So these are not separate counts. So you notice when they say count one is guilty or not guilty, but with the predicate acts, they say proven, not proven.
I see.
For the predicate acts.
Okay.
So let's go to count 2.
We was at faith.
Let's go to count 2. We already did count 1, so let's go to count 2. Mann Act, transportation. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 3.
You're talking about faith?
This is Jane. This is Ass.
Well, they say number 5. Okay, go ahead.
Faith is also Jane as her synonym. I mean, not Faith. Ass is Jane for synonym. Okay. Also Jane Doe number 5. But Mann Act. I'm sorry. As to count 3. Mann Act, coercion and enticement. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 4. Mann Act, coercion of a minor. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 5, so Jane got his ass. He got 4 additional counts on his ass.
Oh, damn. So Azrael is the one that actually...
That's why they mad at him. As to
Right.
count 5, Mann Act transportation of a minor, Jane. How do you find
Yes,
the
but
defendant?
We
can I
fucked him
please
up.
interject really quick?
Go ahead.
Really quick. The judge called her inconsistent, and they considered impeaching her whole testimony because she was up there lying so much.
That's
Correct.
not true. They did a
Okay.
sidebar. They did a
Yes, it
side.
was. Okay, so keep
Oh my
going.
God.
Keep going. Keep going. It was true. Keep
no,
It
going.
was true. That was
Yeah,
definitely
that's
true.
true.
That ain't
Keep
true.
going.
That ain't true. Well, I'll
It is
keep going.
true.
Um,
Hold on a second. You saying it's not true that they would consider impeaching her testimony?
so they did a
No.
sidebar.
We're gonna go to that. Just please keep
All right,
reading. I
we'll go
want to
back
get
to that.
these
We'll
read.
go back to that.
Count 6.
Count 6. So now we on Faith. She nailed his ass across to, but she got 4 additional. Mann Act transportation. Faith. How do you find the defendant guilty? If you answer guilty as to count 6, please answer the following questions. If you answer not guilty, proceed to the next count. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. So that's the herpes again. They did both. The reckless endangerment and the knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease. Faith again. Count 7. Mann Act and enticement. How do you find the defendant guilty? Pretty much the same exact thing, different date for count 7.
All right. So can I have the first shot at this guys, or somebody else?
Okay, wait. He's not done yet. He's almost done.
I'm almost does the same thing, so I'll be done quick. Count 8. Faith again. Same thing, different date. Count 9. Faith again.
Transportation. Read it right now. Come on now.
This is okay. All right.
People can't see it.
Mann Act transportation. Faith guilty. I mean, how do you find the defendant guilty? If you answer guilty to count 8, please answer the following questions. If you answer not guilty, please proceed to the next count. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. Reckless endangerment, violation of New York Penal Code, knowing exposure.
You read that already, bro. You ain't got to read it again.
I'm just trying to tell us the same thing, different date.
No, I get that part. I'm just saying, just read the title, Mann Act transportation.
I got you. All right. Count 9. Mann Act coercion and enticement of faith. How do you find the defendant guilty? Same thing with the herpes, different date. That's it. Count all the 9 counts that they found him guilty on.
All right. So go ahead, y'all can chop it up.
So with the sidebar with Faith, they wanted to introduce.
You mean Azrael?
Oh, you ever asked? I'm sorry. They wanted to introduce what's that documentary? Presidents, I think, with Shabazz, whatever that was, with Shabazz, to impeach
Azrael. Right.
Azrael State. I don't know. Yeah, Azrael statement. Judge said, now if you bring this in, this will be grounds for impeachment. They said yes. For some reason, they never brought that in. And it's in the transcripts. And we can read that.
Well, that's all we were saying, that they were going to try to impeach.
Yeah, they said they want to bring in that.
They did bring it in. It's just that they only
it's possible
they only showed her. They only showed her.
That's possible, APZ, because they did a lot of redaction. So maybe I missed it in the redaction. But I do know.
What I'm telling you, that they didn't show it to the court. Okay. They didn't show it to the jurors. They showed it to her.
Okay, that's possible. That's possible because
it's
I could have
true.
missed it. Okay, I could have missed it in the redaction. Okay, because I missed some other stuff. I missed some other stuff in the redaction that came out in the summation. So in the redaction, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of redactions in some of the sidebars and some of the proceedings. So very well possible. They did talk about it. That's all I heard. I do know that the end result was she wasn't impeached.
Okay, but let's go to the crutch of that is that in order to be impeached, that means that you did something wrong in regards to perjuring yourself on the stand.
Inconsistency.
Okay, so I don't. You can chop it
No,
up
you don't
however
get
you want
impeached for
to,
inconsistency, bro. You
but
get impeached because you're giving, you're a
false.
hostile witness, and you're saying things that aren't true or misleading.
I looked
That's
it up.
that.
I
That's the
looked
only
it
way
up.
you get.
There's a couple reasons. I have to do it against the several. It's not just one
I looked it
cookie
up
cut.
too.
But Keller, the
It's
point
not
is
just
that
one
You
cookie
impeach
cut.
a witness when the witness is not being truthful.
period.
And,
Bottom
and
line,
when the judge called
Well,
her
the
in,
end result
and
is he wasn't impeached.
excuse me, when the judge told her that she was inconsistent, and when they was considering impeaching her testimony, that was at two different times.
So impeachment
So that
was
means she
attempted.
was up there telling lie after lie after lie after lie.
Okay, so
And if they would have impeached her, he wouldn't have all these charges on him.
so
Mm-hmm.
so let's check this out. So yes, impeachment was attempted on both ends for the prosecutors and the state. The end result is nobody got impeached. They attempted to impeach someone. They put as far as the prosecutors, I know the defense want to impeach Ass, and the end result is no impeachment was granted on either ends.
Okay, so would
okay.
you like me to
But why
break
was
it
that
down?
even
Hold on, you guys.
considered?
Hold on. Let me say one thing to him. I just want you to understand, because you're trying to act like there were no inconsistencies. So in order to be impeached, like he said, there has to be some type of non-factual, inconsistent information
I'm just telling you what
provided.
happened, what I read in this, and that's when they
Yes, but
tried
you're
to.
not trying to believe what you're reading. You're trying to act like she didn't lie on the stand, and she did.
Exactly.
Admit
Okay,
it. That's all I'm
Exactly.
saying.
okay, explain what was lied about to me. Then we
Oh
can talk
God.
about it.
Okay, y'all go ahead.
A lot of stuff.
Okay,
Y'all go ahead.
well, you should be able to have no problem with going there.
Mark Quinn K, welcome to the chat. Go ahead, you guys.
Now, before we go any further, I don't want to
Can I
get
close
too.
this out now?
Oh, it's not on the, but yeah, you can close it. I took
Oh,
it
you
down.
took it
I
off?
still have it on my,
Oh, okay.
but if you want to close it, you can. That's fine.
Now, but before we get too far away from the verdict that he just read, I want to prove to you guys that that whole verdict in this entire case is just 100% nonsense, 100% BS,
Fact.
right? Because a lot of it had to do with minors, right? You agree, Robert?
Not a lot of it.
Okay, what percentage would you say had to do with
We
minors?
got faith. We got faith.
With
Just
Not
give me a
faith. No,
percentage.
I'm sorry, not
Hold on a
faith.
second. Give me a percentage. Just give me a
We
percentage.
got. I'm just gonna give you the two people that is. We got
Azriel and Geronda.
and the other girl that I said I didn't know who she
Yeah, I
was.
don't even know. I never even heard of her.
So those.
Sonia or something like
Right.
that. You said. Okay, so what percentage is that?
I don't know. What, 3 out of 5? What percentage is that?
That's like that's probably like 30%.
Okay.
Okay, so let's address that, right?
Okay.
So I think the problem with cases when it comes down to dealing with minors is that in some states you have laws that basically could protect people from allegations like this. For example, Geronda was from Illinois, right? And in Illinois, they have something that basically protects individuals when a underage person lies and say that they are of age when truly they're not, right? And basically, if Geronda wasn't pulled out of Illinois and put in New York, then they would have been able to defeat Geronda's claims. I think it's called mistake of age.
They put that motion in, but go ahead. I'll get there.
Right. Hold on a second. That's not my point, actually. Funny enough, and I think when it comes down to now, first let me just say I don't condone messing around with minors, right? You know, I mean, if they're not 21 and older, you shouldn't be dealing with them, right? You know, so that's my position on that, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I missed something. In regards to the minors, there was only one person that was Azriel that was dealing with minors. So did I miss something?
We got Geronda and we have
Azriel.
Only two.
No, it was another lady, another girl.
Sonia.
Not Sonia, the other one.
Faith was of age. So it was only Azriel and JP then.
No,
correct?
No, it was another one. Remember, he was like, "Who was that?" I was like, "I don't know the real names." Assuming
Sonia.
That was Sonia.
No, Sonia was of age.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. You only have Azriel and Geronda Price.
No, it was, I think, two.
Azriel and
Jane Doe
Geronda
number
Price.
2 as well. Jane Doe number 2 as well.
That was Sonya, wasn't it?
No,
it was only Sonya, Faith.
Let me pull this back up. You just made me take this down.
And Azriel, Geronda Pace, Sonya.
I think some girl named Stephanie or something.
Stephanie. That's
there you go. That name, Stephanie.
Stephanie. That's what it was.
So my point is this, right? I think there is inconsistency when it comes down to the law.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
And when there, let me finish.
Let him finish.
You got to let me finish first. And when there is inconsistency when it comes down to the law, then you really shouldn't be prosecuting the person in federal court when, as a country, we can't agree on what underage is, right? When you look at places like Atlanta, you look at places like Maryland, the age limit is 16, right? And then you go to a place like New York, the age limit is, 18. So my personal opinion on that is that when it comes down to what's of age, no state can really answer that question. And
I beg to differ, because every state have their age of consent law. And you spoke of Geronda, and you said if she was in Illinois, they wouldn't be able to prosecute. However, she also is in the Cook County case as well, and they was able to prosecute. So I have a question first. So let's say
wait. You said who was in the Cook County case and they was able to prosecute?
Geronda is also in the Cook County state case as well.
Okay.
Well, hold on a second. I didn't mean they're not going to be able to prosecute. I'm saying they're going to lose, right? Because the defense is called mistake of age. And, she clearly lied to him and she clearly stalked him. But go ahead. What's your question?
All right. So let me ask you this question. Let's say someone lie about their age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to you and say, I'm really underage.
Okay.
And at that point, you don't cease any sexual activity. Are you still violating the law? If you continue knowingly her real age, you are in violation of the law?
That's irrelevant. This is 100% irrelevant because, I said,
okay. So what you saying is, once you said what I'm
let him rebut now, Keller. Let him talk about
go ahead.
No, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Because I just want to understand.
Because I don't think he's going to go ahead.
I want to make sure I'm understanding that you get the mistake of age on record. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Keller. I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So what you're saying is, if someone lied about their age, right?
At the time of the sexual act.
Are you going to talk on my behalf?
No, I'm giving you the information you're missing.
Okay, so
go ahead, because I will pull up on you. Don't play with
me. Let's say someone lied about their age, right? And you had sex with them, thinking that they was of age.
At the time of the sexual act.
Yeah, thinking that they're of age.
Okay.
Then they come to you.
I'm just saying this to you, Keller. It has to be at the time of the
Jesus
sexual
Christ.
act. It has to be at the time of the sexual act.
But you want to do it for me?
Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
It's her platform. Let her speak when she wants to speak.
That's why I'm gonna let her go and do it for me.
No, go ahead. Let you go. Ahead.
Let's say you had sex with someone and they lied about their age, right? And you thinking they of age, and thinking they legal age, right? And you go ahead and have a sexual encounter, whether it's oral sex or penetration, either or, right? And then they come to you after that and say, I need to come to you, tell you something. I am actually a minor. And are you saying at that point it's too late so you can go ahead and continue to have sex with her? Knowing that she's a minor now?
Go non-lawyer, or else I'm going to get him. Go ahead.
I'm saying that whole scenario, which you just basically unraveled, that you put out there, is irrelevant. Because what's underage?
Whatever the state says is underage. So let's say for Illinois.
So hold on a second. But
for Illinois example,
no. You think it's underage?
Okay, so let's use wherever the state age of consent is. It varies from state to state. So let's use Illinois for example. The age of consent is 17. Okay.
Okay.
Now they tell you they over 17, and then come
Okay.
and you have a sexual encounter with them. Then they come back and tell you, actually, I'm 16, which is
Mhm.
under the age of consent for that state. So are you telling me now that you know the real age and that she lied to you before, it's okay to continue to have sex with them?
I'm telling
Knowing
you
now
that
that you know their real age.
right. I got it. You said you asked the question like 2
All
or
right.
3 times,
All right.
but you're not hearing me. I'm saying that question is irrelevant because when you look across the country and you go state to state, you see that as a country we can't agree on what's of age, right? So in my opinion, the purpose of a law is to prevent basically someone from being harmed and to basically get society to act a certain way, right? That's
I
the
love
purpose.
you, non-lawyer, because you the first person
Of
that
course,
agrees with me
of course you love him
on this
because
age
he
consent.
don't
But
operate
go
within the
ahead.
law.
No,
So
after he goes, I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'm
hold on a
gonna
second.
answer
Hold
your
on a second.
question.
Okay,
because he
okay,
like
Robert Kelly. Let me take a step back.
Go ahead.
you
It
disregard
was
the law.
once
No,
lawful.
I'm
It
about
was once lawful.
You
don't interrupt him.
disregard the law.
Be
It's
quiet. He get muted. Go
no,
ahead,
don't mute
non-lawyer.
him. Don't let him speak. Don't mute him. Please don't mute him.
I want
Please
you to
don't.
finish though.
No,
Go
please
ahead.
don't mute him. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you finish. Go ahead.
No,
And
go
you were
ahead,
saying
Robert. Say
that
what you
No,
want to
I
say.
was just saying, of course she's going to love you because you disregard the law like she do. She don't agree with the
no,
law.
he
But
was
go
he
ahead.
was telling
But go ahead.
people what the age consent law does. It
No,
wants
go ahead.
it,
Non-lawyer, I'm listening.
right. He's going.
Well, I
You
mean,
were
it was
saying
once.
non-lawyer about how it wants to control how society moves. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Nobody
go ahead.
interrupt.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It was once unlawful. I mean, it was once lawful to have slaves.
Once.
That's
Keyword.
right.
Once.
Right. But basically, they found that, that was immoral and it was wrong. So what I'm saying is that I think when it comes down to Geronda Pace and Nazriel Clary, you have to ask what harm was really done. And that's really what we got to get down to, because I think a lot of times we want to run around, we want to apply all these laws, but at the end of the day, if there's no victim, there's no case. And you can clearly see in Geronda's situation that she was clearly not a victim.
Okay.
Okay, wait, no, it's my
If
turn.
there's no victim, there's no case.
Okay,
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm after you. Go ahead.
No, that's all I'm trying to say. If there's no victim, there's no case. You look at Geronda.
So you said what harm was done, right? So
what harm was done?
I'm next. Wait,
go ahead.
let him finish.
What harm was done to Geronda?
Okay, so let me
Come on, let him ask. Let him answer.
You want him to answer? Okay.
Okay. Robert, what harm was done to Geronda?
All right. So you said what harm was done. That's your opinion.
What harm was done
in the court of law.
Right.
However,
I'm talking about actual real harm.
Okay,
not.
Okay, let me finish. In the court of law, it's not about what harm was done.
If there's no victim, there's no case.
Let me finish. It's about what law was broken, what penal, what statute was violated, and if they can violate, if they see something as far as a law or a statute that was violated, that's when they can prosecute someone. It's not
you
about.
Agree that there was no harm done to Geronda
I agree that a law and a statute was violated.
Right, but what harm was done to Geronda Pace?
Okay,
he can't answer the question.
Okay, he can't, and that's the point. And that's the point I'm getting to. If there's no victim, there is no case.
If a law was violated or a statute was violated on Geronda, first of all, she also got herpes as well, so that was harm. So
we're not gonna go there, Mr. Keller. Okay. We're not gonna go there because her sister clearly said that she had herpes well before.
Hearsay. The doctor said otherwise.
Robert Kelly.
Okay, well let me hold on.
Hold on a second, Robert. You're saying that the doctor came out and said she didn't have herpes before.
The doctor says she had herpes.
No, but did the doctor say she didn't have it before she met Kels?
There's no record of her having herpes on her
Okay, thank you.
on her medical records until after
Thank
R.
you,
Kelly.
Robert.
Until
So
after R.
But
Kelly.
R.
when
Kelly's
Geronda Pace caught a STD, we don't know where she got it from, but I'm going to tell you, Robert, that herpes.
All right, let me finish your question.
Let me finish.
Let me
I
finish.
can't finish your question, man. Answer your question.
Let me finish.
I didn't even finish answering your first question. You asked
Go
me
ahead. Go ahead.
something else.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
hold
Go ahead.
up. Hold on. Let me put a pause to everything. Because we're getting too far away from the point that see, non-Lori let you get off. Let me say my
I didn't even finish the first one.
Okay, no, let me talk. This is the point that I'm making. Your question was
what harm was done?
When somebody, no, that's not it. You were saying that if somebody under the age of, if somebody has sex with somebody under the age of consent, that the law was broken. Okay, so once you find out that they are of age, is it okay to continue? The point that you are missing, which I was trying to get you to understand, is the mistake of fact defense states that if at the time of the sexual act that you are under the understanding that the person is of age, then that's when that defense is applied.
Motion was filed and denied.
So it doesn't matter.
That motion was filed and denied.
No, don't interrupt me. So it doesn't matter if later on you continue to have sex, because it's applied at the time that the person was underage, that you thought that they were of age. That's what the mistake of fact defense is.
I'm still sticking to my guns when I asked the question, what harm was done? And when you look at Geronda Pace, she basically got a chance to live a fabulous lifestyle. She didn't work for it, and basically she got a chance to, travel or whatever. But at the end of the day, there was no harm done to Geronda Pace. So when you look at the herpes virus is very common in the United States, and it's prevalent among African American women. So for me, it's no difference from the common cold.
All right. So let me ask you this then. In the court of law, do you believe they look at what harm was done or what law or statute was violated?
A smart jury
in the court of law.
Okay, so I'll answer your question, right? And
what would the judge inform them to do? The jury to do?
It doesn't matter what the judge informs them to do.
So they give out instructions for no reason?
Oh, they give out instructions for a reason, but it doesn't matter what the judge informs and instructs them to do.
They instruct them based upon the laws.
Right, and then I'm telling you that doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it don't matter. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, don't it, Robert?
Absolutely.
Right. Have you heard of jury nullification?
Enlighten me.
Jury nullification is when the jury can say, fuck that law, and then set a man free anyway. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're dealing with law, it's not black and white. It's up to the jury to basically decide whether or not they want a person to go free. And jury nullification is as old as our criminal justice system. Actually, jury nullification goes back, to where law comes from, where our law comes from overseas, from Great Britain or whatever it is. And it's basically the ability for the jury to basically know that a person is guilty, and they can still decide to set the person free because they believe the law is unjust. And that's the point I'm trying to relate to you here. Go ahead.
Well, I believe when you get to the point where you say fuck the law, we in fucking trouble.
Well, you have to understand. Hold on a second. Let me respond to him. I believe that politicians, and I believe that lawyers and politicians get together and they decide that they want to make money, so they come up with a lot of laws and statutes that ends up putting us in jail, black men in jail specifically, so that they can make money. And when I'm sitting in jail, these people are making money off of me. When you, at the end of the day, you look and you see that I've actually committed no harm in society and I've really done nothing wrong, yet, these people are sitting around collecting big fat checks. So yes, some laws you have to say, no, I don't believe in this law. There's a lot of laws.
You lucky. You lucky you ain't on God is done, China.
Okay,
Man.
wait.
You
Let
would have been gone.
APZ talk real quick, please. APZ.
I feel like Hills was victimized by Jerronda Pace. She stalked this man at his trial through a man in his camp. She had a sexual relationship with that man in his camp. She hopped this man's gate to get in his house. She took pictures in his house. And she had the nerve to turn around and sue him 3 times. That's not right.
So again, she's already, if any harm was done, she's already received
and lied about her age.
Right. So if any harm was done, she's already received restitution
Absolutely.
by suing him
She was
3
paid.
times. So you think it's okay for her to continue to come back to court and to, persecute this man?
So are you aware that you can file criminal and civil charges?
I'm very aware of that.
So that's what happened.
But what I'm saying is that I don't think it's right that a person can end up paying somebody civilly and then turn. I understand the concept of trying to file the criminal charges first, and then once the person is found guilty of that, then it's a no-brainer when that person goes to court to get restitution, or they sue them civilly, right?
There's no order.
Right. I understand that.
There's no order. You can do
what I'm saying is
order.
The reverse order doesn't make sense, whereas you sue somebody and then they pay you and then you come back again and try to get them locked up and put in jail.
So let's go to Heather Williams, because she tried to do the reverse order, right? She tried to do.
Well, hold on. I'm still on this, on this verdict, and I'm trying to break that down. But if you want to go to Heather Williams,
no, I won't get to this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, when it comes down to the underage portion, I think a lot of it doesn't really matter. The only question is whether or not actual harm was done. And when you look at Jerronda Pace, there was no real harm done. When you look at Azriel, there was no real harm done. Because at the end of the day, Azriel was living, I think even she testified that she wanted, at a certain point, she wanted things to go back to where it was when it was just her and Robert or something like that. So Azriel was living a fabulous lifestyle. She loved it. There was no real harm done. Her parents knew about the relationship. There was no real harm done.
So she also testified that R. Kelly stopped the shit out of her ass, hit her with a fucking shoe. And you said that's a fabulous life?
That's domestic violence.
That's after the fact.
Is that a fabulous?
Domestic violence.
Is that fabulous life though? That's my question. Is that a fabulous life?
No, it's not. It's not fabulous. It's not a fabulous life.
Okay, you answer.
But hold on a second. That's a typical fight that people have in relationships. They had a bizarre.
And also that she also stated that her parents beat her. So is that a fabulous life at home as well?
It showed a fabulous life when my parents.
He brought that up, not me.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Well, ask that question about fabulous life.
The point I'm making, Robert, is that after he beat her, right after they had that fight, right after they had that fight, why did she stay?
Woo! Question of the year.
If somebody does something to me that I don't like, I leave.
I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question with a question, because I talk to Scott about this shit all the time. Same thing what you just said. So I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Now you sound like you old enough. I don't know your age, but you sound like you old enough to answer this question. Do you know anyone that has been or currently in a toxic relationship?
Oh, of course.
And didn't leave.
Yes.
Okay, so
for sure.
That's to answer your question with a question.
But is that a federal crime?
Because what I'm saying is that if she was under some type of danger.
She wasn't ready to leave. She wasn't ready to leave. She was in love.
There you go. She was happy.
She's in love. People are in toxic
she was
situations.
happy. She was happy.
When love,
okay,
let me elaborate.
Sure, go ahead.
When love is in the mix, it defies all logic. People are in toxic situations, getting their ass up all day, every day, and it takes them years to leave. So,
but is that a federal crime? Getting your ass whooped?
Thank you.
Well, that's not what she was charged with. The federal crime. Okay, so she wasn't charged with leaving or not leaving. So if we're going to talk about what the federal crime was, we need to go back to the actual counts.
Right. So
we went through the counts, and that has nothing to do with.
We're going too far on the tangent. Look, this is all I'm saying. When you look at that testimony, there was only like maybe one or few instances where they had fights or whatever. But the bottom line is that she didn't leave because she wanted the benefits. The benefits outweighed
the
speculation.
And that's just the bottom line.
For whatever reason.
That's just the bottom line. And she still didn't leave. Hold on a second. She still didn't leave. The only reason she left is when he went to jail and when the money ran out. So what does that tell you? She loved the lifestyle. Yeah. She was happy, with
the herpes and everything.
She was cool with it.
Yes.
But it's only when he's locked up and he has no more money to give her.
Finish, Keller. Don't be interrupted.
Go ahead. No, let him speak. Let him speak.
Like I said before, when love is in the mix, it defies all logic.
Sure. When money and Trump hotel, Trump tower.
That may have something to do with it as well. That may have something to do with it as well.
Has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, he used his money, power, and his fucking starhood, whatever his superstar status, to do a lot of things.
That's what everybody's doing.
Right. So I mean, I'm not denying that.
But that has nothing. What I said?
That has nothing. That has nothing.
Hold on a second. You said he used his money and his stardom.
No, star power or
star power. But that's what everybody's doing.
Superstar power.
But that's what everybody's. However, that has nothing to. Isn't that what everybody's doing?
So
no, they liked his superstar power.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Right, but hold on a second. Isn't everybody? Use it. But isn't everybody trying to use their money?
I'll probably use it too. That's why I pray that I'll become a goddamn. I don't win the motherfucking Mega Millions because I may have the herpes the next day. I'm gonna have all type of.
You probably have it now.
Hell no, I got tested. I'm bumped free.
No, hold on a second. That wasn't meant to be disrespectful. That's the truth.
I'm bumped
free. That's the truth.
I'm bumps free.
That's not an indication that you don't have it.
It's all right. It might pop.
You may not even have any symptoms, and you can still have it.
Well, I'm not aware that I have it. Put it that way.
Right.
If I won the Mega Millions, I'll probably have that and some other shit.
Look, I have a video. I have 2 videos on my channel which basically talks about that. And I recommend everybody watch it. Just because you don't have any symptoms doesn't mean you don't have it. You have people that's had it, since they was a kid.
That's a fact.
And no symptoms whatsoever. And they running around and they spreading it. And they don't even know they spread it.
Well,
but let me just get back to this guilty verdict. So we already established that the underage thing is just BS. Right, because you go to one state at 16, you go to another state at 17, you go to another state at 18. It's all BS. At the end of the day, you have to ask what real harm was done. And if you have a situation where people are staying around, they're in a relationship, and they stay around to the very end, and it's only when the person gets locked up and now they want to come out and they want to claim victim, you have to ask yourself, is that person really a victim? Are they really a victim?
Scott Life, I got a question for you.
I ain't answering none of your questions.
I got a question for you.
Because you not listening to what I'm saying.
There's nothing you can't tell me that I ain't heard from you 100 times already.
Yeah, but you're trying to deny the mistake of fact defense. And that's
okay. Now I asked you, I said, do you want to go over the motion that was filed in regards to that, and do you want to look at the fucking response and the outcome?
Ask your goddamn question. Go ahead, ask.
They can answer, the judge will answer better than I can.
Ask the question. I'm listening. And the answer is no.
What I was going to say. What age do you believe should be the age of consent?
I already answered that question. That I believe there should be no age of consent due to the fact that, like I shouldn't have interrupted you, non-lawyer. The age of consent is basically, like he said, is put in place to control society. You have a law. The age of consent is a law that is basically not in what words am I looking for, you guys?
So you
It's
said
not
any age?
let me finish. The age of consent is basically
It's not in favor of the victim.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Monetarily.
I'm saying the age of consent law that is in place is not supporting what's happening in daily activities in the Black community. I shouldn't say the Black community, in any community.
So age is too young?
You not listening to what I'm saying. So when you have children that are experimenting with sex at the age of 14, 15, and 16, that means that they are basically consenting statutory rape based on the law of consent that is being in place. So with that
like
law
my answer to that.
No, he didn't. Then he doesn't understand it. So
I disagree
with that law being in place, children are basically signing up for statutory rape just because they want to experiment with sex at the time that they want to do it. So I don't believe that.
And who they want to do it with?
There you go.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, Robert. At what age does a little boy realize that he can get pleasure from downstairs?
There you go.
I think it varies from age to age. I only can probably just say refer that to me, but it may be different from person to person.
You know what? I think Mother Nature has already answered your question now.
There you go.
That's really what I'm trying to get to. But Mother Nature has already answered that. But on the same token, I don't necessarily agree. I'm not promoting adults, mess around with kids. I'm not.
Okay, so Scott Life.
I'm just saying that Mother Nature has already answered the age of consent question.
Scott Life. So are you saying, Scott Life, that no age is too young?
This is what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. People don't understand what I'm saying when I say this.
I really don't. Okay.
Mother Nature has already answered your question, Robert.
Yes. When you
not for me.
Wait, Crowley, listen to what he's saying. When he's saying that means that in basic growing up, girls and boys go through something called puberty. During puberty, you have different changes that happen in your life. One being you become sexually you want to experiment sexually. Aware, yes. You're sexually aware.
So
and
once
there's
you
also
reach
things
puberty,
that happen with your genitalia, etc. So this has happened naturally. So your senses are telling you, oh, I kind of like that girl over there. I think I kind of like her booty, or I might like how she walked, but I'm sexually attracted to this girl. So this is happening at the age of 12 and 13, normally for most people. So you're telling me that the law in place is telling you that you cannot
I'm not talking about the law right now.
Don't interrupt me. So you're basically saying that because the age of consent is in place, it's stating that because until you are 18 years old, regardless of what your body is naturally taking you through 12 and 13, you have to wait to have sex until the law says you can. Do you understand that?
No, I don't. So let me see if I can clarify. Right. So what you telling me is what you telling me is once you reach puberty, that's when you're old enough.
That's what Mother Nature has decided, right?
Is that what I'm understanding?
No. That's what Mother Nature.
So is that decided. Is that true? Is that true?
Once you reach puberty, true. Yes, that's true.
So once you reach puberty, it's okay to have sex regardless of what age each other is.
That's not what that's saying. It's saying that your
body. I mean, you generally hit puberty around, in my opinion. I want to say 15, 16.
I think you're misunderstanding me. I think you misunderstand. So what I'm saying is, let's say you reach puberty at 13, okay? So once you reach puberty, you saying that's you old enough to have consent, even if it's with someone that's 30 or 40.
All right, you know what? So let me take a step back. So
Scott, this for Scott though. It's for Scott.
Go ahead.
Let me say this to you. You trying to mix peaches and berries.
I'm trying to understand this shit.
Okay, but see, I don't see why you can't understand it, because this is basic biology. You learn this in 5th and 6th grade. What happens? What steps you go through during puberty? You guys, balls drop. You guys, voices get deeper, and you get hair on your chin, and you get a little hair down there. Certain things that you go through. Women, we have a period. Okay,
and if I would go that part.
And ask most women when that's ignorant.
I got that part.
I'm not gonna ask, so it's about 12, 13 when periods normally
start
on women. Part. So okay, so your body is naturally stating, I am now understanding what's the word you said, non-lawyer?
Puberty, reach puberty.
Your body is now understanding, aware. There you go. It's sexually aware.
Okay.
I
got that part. So my next part is, once your body has become sexually aware,
I feel at that point, let me ask you a question. I feel at that point your parents should do the parenting. Okay, I don't believe there's a law in place that should state that you cannot have sex until I say. I couldn't date till I was 16. Okay, now leave it up to my mama. She probably would have came back and said you can't have sex never. Okay, but I don't believe the government should have the ability to decide what I do with my body. I'm pro-choice.
So if your parents say you can't have sex until you get married, and you disregard what their parents instilled in you, and you go out and have sex with a grown-ass man, what now?
But see, that's moral though.
I don't think the guy should go to jail. Look, this is what I think. I think that it becomes tricky. And this is a whole conversation in and of itself. I think, honestly, we have laws, but like I said, those laws don't always coincide with, nature.
Facts.
And I think that, when it comes down to children, right? If I had a child, right, and that child was becoming aware, I wouldn't say puberty, because puberty is like 11 and 12. But if my child was found humping someone else's child, let's say I have a daughter who's 11 or 12, right? And she's becoming, sexually aware. And then you have a boy who's like maybe 14. And let's say that, I keep an eye on my daughter and I make sure that, she's where she's supposed to be and doing what she's supposed to be doing. But let's say, I slip up and I'm not, the best parent, and she ends up, messing around with somebody who's, 14 or 15, she's 12 or 13. I'm not going to turn around and say that, that kid needs to go to jail because he was doing something with my daughter, which is 100% natural
and consensual.
And consensual. No, I'm not going to say that, he needs to go to jail. And vice versa. If my daughter was, let's say, 16, 17, and she ends up, with a grown ass man doing whatever, and it was consensual, of course, I don't condone it. I don't want her doing things with a grown ass man, but I'm not going to want to see him go to jail because I wasn't watching my daughter, and I was slipping up and I wasn't a good parent, and she went and did something that she wanted to do. I don't think he should go to jail. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think it all boils down to the parents, and the parents do what they want to do with their children. If the parents decide that they don't want their children having intercourse until they're probably, 30, then, that's there. To each his own, right? To each his own. And that's the problem that I have with, the Kells case, is that, most of these young ladies was doing what they wanted to do and what they chose to do. Nobody held them down. Nobody forced them. They were enticed. I'm going to agree with that. Like when I read the transcript for Azriel, she was enticed. She was enticed. I'm going to admit that.
Setup.
Huh?
They claim it was set up by the parents.
Well, let me ask.
I think it was. I think it was. There was the testimony. Well, you know what? R. Kelly didn't get the opportunity to basically refute the testimony, but there was a testimony where she was saying that he said that he'd take care of her for the rest of her life if he let her do whatever. So there was a little enticement there or whatever, but I don't think that he should go to jail for that. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you let your daughter, get out and she's fast and she does something she's not supposed to be doing, why should another man go to jail for something?
Okay, now let me jump in right there. And this is, Kelly, what you're not understanding, and I'm saying there's a difference between a young person being promiscuous and curious than somebody raping them. Okay,
bingo.
I'm not agreeing that because I don't agree with age of consent, meaning that I don't believe that there should be a government dictating what we should do as humans. The same as meaning that I agree with somebody raping children. So for some reason, people always correlate the two, and that's not correct. There's a difference between teens being promiscuous and somebody raping them. Okay, but I believe that the parents should be the ones who decide what their children do up until however long it may be. Now, if somebody rapes them, molests them, or does anything like that, then that law applies accordingly. That's all I'm saying. Now, I morally do not agree with the grown men dating young women because I feel like they have nothing in common. Okay,
They do have something in common. What do you mean?
Other than sex, I don't believe.
What else do you need?
If you're dating somebody like on a basis, on a real level, you should have some type of a conversation. Maybe
I don't
music.
Agree with that. I don't agree with that. No, I mean,
well,
so here's the thing. You're thinking about a conventional relationship. I mean, basically, there's tons of people out there who just want, to have sex and nothing else. And there's nothing wrong.
Can I also say something?
Go ahead, AP.
Now, at 15, you can go to the doctor. You can get condoms. You can get treated for STD. You can have a baby, and all of that.
Facts.
And you don't need your parents.
Facts.
Because I experienced it myself. So if a child, if a minor can get condoms, consent, I'm gonna use the word consent to condoms, an antibiotic, and a baby, why can't they consent to who they want to have sex with?
I think so. And I'm glad I heard all y'all because I kind of got a better understanding.
And well, wait a minute, to the non-lawyers' defense before you get to going.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going.
I
ain't gonna like it either.
My husband now, I was 19 and he was 43 when we met.
Oh, Lord.
We've been together 18 years at this point. We 3 years in the game, and I love him. And he loved me just the same. So as far as not having nothing in common, that's not true. And, you should be able to date who you want to date, why you want to date them, when you want to date them. And the law should not dictate that. All right. And we've been together 18 years, 3 kids in the game.
Bam.
So
and you talking 19 and 43.
You should be able to date who you want to date. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, so I'm listening to y'all, and I think I finally got a better understanding, on what y'all believe. I believe also that you should go to the local legislator, the local senate, and have that law change. According to what you believe.
I agree.
But in the meantime, in between time, there are laws. Let me finish. In the meantime, in between time, there are laws set in place, regardless if you agree with them or not. If you violate them, you are in risk of going to jail, and you are not going to be able to use the defense in court that I don't agree with the law.
Of course you can. Of course,
But
are you crazy?
oh well, I didn't know that. Okay.
Of course you can.
Shit.
Of course you
But
can.
keep in mind
Of course. Hold on a second.
that
Are you crazy, Robert?
Give me case law.
The way you say you don't agree with the law is that you say it's unconstitutional, or you say that it violates my natural rights. Your natural right is basically, to basically have sex. That's a basic.
You can say it violates your constitutional right in court. Ain't no goddamn natural right in court.
Of course, there are natural
Constitution.
Rights. What is
give me the case law.
I'm gonna give you something better. What is the preamble of the Constitution?
Listen to me. Give me case law that support what you just said.
Bro, you talking to the wrong person. I'm gonna let you know up front. You talking to the wrong person. What is the preamble of the Constitution say?
Enlighten me.
Look. Basically,
isn't it the pursuit of law, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, or something like that? Is that the preamble?
Basically it talks about?
They mean they changed the original Constitution.
Well, he don't get it.
So it can be changed again.
That's amendment.
Oh, we the people.
That's the amendments.
Tell us, non-lawyer, enlighten us.
Look, basically, it talks about your inherent rights and inherent and inalienable rights. And basically, when you're talking from that perspective, you're talking about your natural rights, and your natural rights will always trump statute. Any statute. If you in fact are standing on your natural rights, you're basically going to, in my opinion, you're going to trump, most statutes, right? Most statutes.
Good. In your opinions, say that.
No, Angie said that's right because that's the reason why the petition changing the law. Huh?
Angie.
Angie. Nobody told you.
I'm sorry. No offense, Angie. I'm just saying he think he got you.
Angie, nobody told. I got this, Angie.
In the pocket.
I got it. Angie,
and she said, Robert, they are right. Yes, she do, because I heard her checking them last night.
No, I said, yeah, you have to change the law, but in the meantime, in between time, now laws get changed all the time. I'm not saying that. I said you would have to go and talk to sitting local legislator and get the law changed to whatever you think it may be. But in the meantime, in between time, we have to abide by the laws that's set in place. And if we violate them, you risk going to jail. I'm not saying laws can't be changed, but I'm saying if that's what you believe, try to get it changed.
So, Mr. Keller,
for me,
you don't see any of you don't see out of all of this conversation, you don't see any, you still justifying that this man should go to, you don't see any of the setup, you don't see any of the inconsistencies, you don't see none of that.
No.
Because at this point, it's like, it's pointless.
I even asked you to, show me some examples. You have to done that.
We have.
No, you just said it's 5 of them.
Hey, Peasy, you're right. He's not gonna. He has to hold.
It's no point in talking to this dude.
He has to hold to his stance, but he's hearing us give him.
Check this out. I'll take that.
And he don't want to have to come back and say, "Well, you know what?" Like Choke did. He don't want to have to come back and say, "You know what? This wasn't right, and that wasn't right, and if this wasn't right and that wasn't right, what else wasn't right?" Something in the milk is sour.
Okay,
wait. Let me read this real quick. It says, Trevor said, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for a common defense, promote and general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Is that what you're talking about, non-lawyer?
No, let me plug it in there. 1 second.
Because at times you just don't be You don't even be logic at times, Mr. Keller, and that's the problem with you.
I listen. If I hit your cash app, you gonna change all that you said. You gonna
Okay, so I
No,
just posted it on there. So basically, all men are created equal; that they are endowed with by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So when they start
That's what
talking,
I just said with the
oh,
life.
did you say? I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
Okay.
So unalienable, they're talking about natural rights. So when it comes down to your natural,
let's say that.
Let him finish, Robert. Go ahead, my lawyer.
She posted. So when it comes down to your natural rights, they cannot take your natural rights away from you. And a lot of cases, you have to sign some sort of contract. You have to get into something sort of contract in order for your natural rights to be taken away from you. So basically that's what I'm saying. So your natural rights is going to basically trump any statutory right? So you can very well go into court and argue that that statute violates your natural rights. People do it all the time, and they win all the time. If you want me to give you some case law, I can give you some case law.
That's what I was asking.
Okay.
What are considered like the natural rights? Are you talking about like the amendments?
No, natural rights like your natural
right.
right to earn a living, your natural right to have and raise children, your natural right to have sex. They'll refer to them as fundamental rights. Your basic rights.
So you said in the Constitution, say you have a natural right to have sex.
The Constitution refers to natural rights.
Right. I'm asking, what are those? Do they list what are the natural rights are?
No, they don't list what they are.
So how do you know what they are and what they not?
Well, you know what? One case law, I believe, actually is, if I can remember correctly, when they did a motion on the STD and they brought up, gay and basically, the natural rights of men to have sex with men. That was one example, right? And that actually came up in the R. Kelly case law. But basically, you have certain fundamental rights that the government cannot mess with, and if they do mess with them, they have to be very careful not to uh, keep you from exercising them.
See, Mr. Keller, you'll be the one to get hit over the head in a pool hall, reneging on your bet. I'm gonna tell you that because you the type, and this goes to your word as a man, and why you won't admit that this shit was a setup. Just like you bet me that $100 that Geronda Pay's sister didn't say that. How can you play a game of pool and lose and then think you ain't gonna pay that man that money?
This guy already go over there. Was waiting on you. You never came back. I left.
But listen. I time stamped it for you.
I wait on you forever.
No. As a matter of fact, Skylight, please back me up on this. Didn't he leave? And me and you talked for about an hour after that, and he never came back.
I just said I left. I told you I left. I was waiting on you.
Because you ran out.
I was waiting on you for 20 minutes.
But it doesn't matter.
And I told Sky, I said, she got 5 more minutes, Sky. I'm gone.
Okay, well, hold on. We're not about to go into that, y'all. We gotta because it's getting to 3 hours, so I want everybody to go through their closing points.
Okay, so my closing points, we just talked about the underage portion, which I just think is a whole bunch of nonsense.
I agree.
Like I said, it's up to the parents to choose.
I agree.
I don't agree that there's no limit, right? I think that if it's up for the parents to choose. You go to one state is 16, you go to another is 17, and because of that, I don't think that because there's no consistency from state to state, I don't think he should have been brought up on federal charges. When it comes down,
and let me. I'm sorry, I want to interrupt you right there. Meaning that there's no mental capacity, no mental intelligence that is involved in picking those dates. That means that the lobbyists chose dates, and that these states went ahead and
You
affirmed.
can't say that federal. You can say that state.
No, I can't say that because
non-lawyer. I'm talking about non-lawyer.
Illinois,
I'm talking about non-lawyer, not you.
Okay.
You can't say there's no consistency with the age federally. You can't say that with the state. Federally is 18.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Across the board.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Non-lawyer. I'm sorry about that.
So anyway, moving on to the Mann Act. Everyone knows that the Mann Act is a racist law that was used to basically prosecute black people. Because after
1911.
Yeah. So after all, why wasn't Elvis Presley prosecuted, Robert?
For violating the Mann Act?
I mean, what about Stacey? What's the man? Stacey's. I'll come back to that. The one that was passing around AIDS to all these girls. Who was that? Stacey something.
I forget who that was.
So Elvis was with his girlfriend, wife, or before they got married in Germany. I believe the age of consent in Germany was like 12 or 13 or something. They got married in Las Vegas when she was 7.
But hold on a second.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So he met his wife. Well, they weren't married at the time in Germany when she was like 12 or 13. In Germany, where he met her, that was the age of consent. He then married her when she was 17 in Las Vegas. And at that time, at 17 in Vegas, that was the age of consent. So he was in a whole different country, so it don't apply to him.
So he transferred her from Germany to Las Vegas for the purpose of marrying her.
They got married at 17. She got married at 17.
Right, but he transferred her.
Which was the age of consent?
Right, so he transferred her from Germany to Las Vegas for the purpose of marrying her.
He was in Germany because of the military or some shit at the time. So when he was done with his tour, he came. When that was over with, they got married.
Right, and he transported her, right?
I guess that's the one where they got there. They traveled.
So marriage has nothing to do with it. Does the Mann Act say that?
The Mann Act has two components. It has two components. It's the travel and it's the immoral sex. So you have to have both of them.
Right. So do you think it's immoral to basically
have sex with your wife? No.
To be with somebody that's 12 years old?
Immoral? Yeah. Me personally, I believe you can be fucking for immoral for me. If we're not just talking about the legal shit, but immoral for me, I believe it's immoral to have if you 50 and have sex with a 21-year-old. I think it's immoral. I mean, but it's legal though. It's legal. But we want to talk about the legal aspect. In Germany, he was within the age of consent. The Mann Act has two components. It's the travel plus the immoral sex. So they was married. You can't have immoral sex with your wife.
So you're saying he never traveled anywhere else in the United States but Las Vegas?
No, she was in Germany. She was in Germany.
I get that. I get that. So you're saying that she never traveled anywhere else in the United States with Elvis Presley?
I have knowledge. I have no knowledge of that.
Right. So anyway.
So he pleads the fifth at this point.
I said I have no knowledge. I don't know.
Right. So you're talking about a specific situation in which
I just know he was in the military and he was based in Germany.
Right. I get it. So you're talking about one specific situation in which he took her to Vegas to basically marry her.
And I just know when they got married.
Prior to marrying her, it's going to be almost impossible for me to believe that he never took her to the United States. And when he did, he should have been prosecuted for the Mann Act.
Dig him up and prosecute him.
My point is that the Mann Act was simply for the purposes of convicting black men for having sex. That's what it's for. And I just think this.
So you said no white man has
with white women. Don't forget that non-lawyer. With white women.
So what you saying? Are you saying that there is currently no white man that's in jail for violating the Mann Act?
Did those words come out of my mouth?
Oh no, I was asking you.
No, what he is saying is what he said is that it is a racist law that was put in place to lock up black men for bringing white women across state lines to have sex.
I understand that. It was a rhetorical question.
I know. I'm playing with. I'm trying to be funny, Rob. It's all
it was
good.
a rhetorical question to kind of throw the race out of the question because
right. Of course, there's going to be some white men that have been prosecuted for this. But my point is that the law was intended to basically harass African American men. That's what the law was. And what a lot of laws in this country were designed to basically oppress black people, especially when you look at, a lot of laws relating to drugs. You have situations where, black people, they get, life sentences for having marijuana. Then you look at, white people who had the same amount of marijuana and they get off scot-free. Yep. So I think the Mann Act is another example of these type of laws that were designed to basically oppress African-American men. And I think this whole case against R. Kelly is simply basically, locking this man up for having money and having sex. And that's all it is.
And
what about him being black?
Can I say something too?
Go ahead.
But besides the sex acts and all of that, the fact that the judge allowed, no disrespect to the judge, the fact that she allowed 45 witnesses, bad act witnesses on the prosecution side, but then when it came down to the defense side, she said, oh, we're not going to have a whole bunch of character witnesses. Uh-huh. It's things like that.
Yeah, but did he have any character witnesses, though?
Julius Darrington, I believe.
He had how many?
Julius, what's his last name? Is it Darrington?
No, he had two, but did he have more than two?
No, it's just Julius.
Yeah, he didn't. People are saying that Koenig did I don't know, but people are saying that Koenig did a bad job because he didn't line any character witnesses up.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry, it's a guy. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that they're stating that there were witnesses on the list that Koenig did not bring them forward. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So he didn't. No, hold on a second. Are you saying that those witnesses were in the courtroom ready to testify?
They was ready, but he pulled the plug.
Really?
He had the twins. He had Geronda friend, Kiana or something. At least that's what he said on the transcripts, that he had these people ready to go.
Wow.
And matter of fact, he said he had Kiana ready to come next. He said,
who was Kiana? Kiana.
That's Geronda friend. She's supposed to testify that she had a fake ID. So they was about to call her next. They said, who do you have coming in next? They said Kiana. So they was concerned about something about the cross-examination that the government was going to do.
And the twins too.
And they decided not to call her. Now with the twins, they said they was ready to go, and they said that the Koenig told them that they're not going to use them. I don't know why.
What twins are you talking
about? Why? Because
Perryman twins.
Jen and Lindsay. Why? Because one of them testified against him in his 2008 trial. But in my opinion, the defense had to pay for the witnesses to get there and house them and blah, blah, blah. And in my opinion, Koenig used the prosecution's witnesses as their own, because cross-examination was really good. So even though there was only 5 on the defense side, he used the prosecution witnesses against them, in my opinion.
Okay, let me interrupt this real quick. I just want to read what Prayer Change said. She said, can I say Rob case became an interest to me because as a young mother to an older man with money, having my first child at 14, I was not coerced or brainwashed. Difference is my parents had no parts. Then she came in and said neither did they have a desire to see him locked up. 47 years with 3 children with the same man. And I just wanted to read that because I read everybody else's comment.
Oh, so Dom K, what did she say?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, Dom K. Now we about to get out of here in a minute.
What
but I want you, if you can, come back tomorrow because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, Dom K, so you can get on the panel. And also non-lawyer, you too, APZ. You guys, I love the panel and I love non-lawyer. I love the fact that you have knowledge on the age of consent.
She gonna love your ass. Y'all agree to a lot.
No, but people have to understand what it is. So, but you all keep going. We got a few more minutes. I'm closing it out in 15 minutes.
Well, let me just say, I enjoy coming on this platform.
Thank you.
And having conversations with everybody. And Robert, we're going to have to chop it up again. I can't wait to debate with you again in the future.
Man, you're going to have to debate with me with the law, man. Not no.
He wants you to read the transcripts first so you all can share information.
Well, I mean, I've actually given you the law. Like a lot of stuff that I've given you is facts. There is such a thing as jury nullification. And again, that's where the jury can basically say, forget this law. We don't care, right? We believe that he should walk free. And that's actually the law. Like the stuff that I'm telling you, it may not sound like it's a law. And then when it comes down to your natural rights, again, they're referred to in the Constitution as unalienable or inalienable rights. And it basically means rights that cannot be taken or transferred away. But it also means natural rights, right? So there's certain things that the government is not supposed to touch. And, I'm not a legal scholar, right? But, basically things like, your kids, your right to have sex, your right to, move freely, things of that nature. But anyway, I won't take up the panel, but I look forward to talking to you again.
And I'm gonna, if you guys are available, because I love what we were talking about, and it kind of it's just getting a little bit late, and I don't want to keep everybody up.
These your hours.
You said what?
These your hours.
I know these my hours, but we going on 3 hours already.
Skylight.
Continue to yes.
Your name is Skylight. It need to be nightlife.
Anyway, I'm out, guys. Take care.
All right,
it need to be nightlife.
Right, I know. But you guys, okay, so one of you all go ahead with your final. We're going to come back tomorrow because I love what we were talking about.
So I want to close out, and I want to say this is very important. Everybody that's R. Kelly supporters, y'all need to take your time and write a letter to the judge for her to be as lenient as possible when it comes to R. Kelly sentencing, because I think she may read those and take that in consideration when it comes to sentencing him, because there's a good chance he may get a sentence that will be equivalent to a life sentence. So, in my opinion, I believe that the appeal has no shot. It's just my opinion. So, with that being said, it need to have his sentences need to be as lenient as possible.
Okay, thank you, Hater.
Okay,
appreciate it.
And right,
that's good. Didn't hate
right.
And I'm trying to let so y'all won't have a motherfucker down jail. Shit.
Instead of writing the judge, I'll do you one better. I'm gonna continue to pray for him because God got the last say so, not the judge.
Amen to that.
I think he said something.
He ain't say nothing.
I think he said a little something.
He ain't say nothing. He might have just said, sit down for a minute. That's all he's saying, is just hold fast and sit down for a minute.
Because God does chastise us. And Mr.
For no
Keller,
reason? For no reason?
Listen, and that's where I'm going.
We don't know.
And that's what, wait a minute. But that's where I'm going with Mr. Keller, because we never said that he was perfect and he ain't did nothing wrong.
Thank you. Tell him, APZ.
But it's possible that he was set down for many reasons other than this bullshit here. Because what the devil meant for evil, God make it work for your good.
Facts.
And okay, these people got all these plots and schemes against you, but you know what? I'm gonna let it go on because it's some stuff I got to say to you anyway. And he had snakes in his camp. You know, he wasn't moving right. As far as just maybe he need to go older. You know what I'm saying? In the age.
Maybe about that.
No, he was
But
getting
that's his
guidance. But go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So we never said that he didn't lie to women and cheat on women and, slept with his best friend's girl and all kind of stuff. We never said he was just this perfect man and he ain't did nothing wrong. We looking at the facts of this case, and before we let the people throw another one of our legends away, because you do realize that he is our last king, because the king of pop is gone, the king of soul is gone, the king of blues is gone, and the king of rap, Tupac, is gone.
I'm a king.
Kills is our last king. He's the king of R&B. So
I can't stand you. What
he say?
Nothing.
What he say?
Go ahead. Nothing.
He the king of transcripts. I can't stand him. I swear to God.
So we looking at the facts of the case, and as a juror, that's what you have to do. And I'm glad that you ain't on the jury.
Ooh.
Oh,
because it ain't
we had 12 little me's on the jury.
Believe all women and all this. No, you have to look at the case specifically. And when we hear lies from parents and people snitching on each other, I lied about this, but can we talk about what you lied about? The whole Surviving R. Kelly was set up. We seen that. We seen the different interviews from the parents.
I would have been fair
when they were lying. We seen these things, and it opened up our eyes, and we genuinely at this point have humanized this man. We ain't looking at this man like he R. Kelly. This man is Robert Sylvester Kelly at this point. We in a better position than he is.
Yep. Trevin, how many likes do I have? Everybody, please hit the
Trevin,
like button.
Man, stop hating on me too, man.
If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you
Trevin be hating on me, man. I ain't said nothing bad about Trevin. He been going in on me.
Because Trevin know you tricky. You slippery like Angelo. You'll be you won't answer the correct question. You're going to answer a question with a question.
Hey, sometimes you got to answer a question with a question.
Shit. No, that is not appropriate
at all. No, it's not.
Okay, so let me see. But I really thank you guys for coming. I really loved the panel tonight. I like the information sharing. It's only 21 likes. Please, everybody, hit the like button so my information will be shared. Please hit the like button. But yeah, I'm gonna try and come back tomorrow. But everybody, please go watch the Choke No Joke live that he did yesterday. It is lengthy, but it's definitely worth watching. Okay, he goes step by step and shows you how the king of R&B, R. Kelly, was set up, and he's also.
So he said JC got his "I Believe I Can Fly" song.
Yes,
he got his masters.
He is stating that a company called Z Songs is the publishing company that owns R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly" song.
Okay, so they saying that he owned his masters, like it's damn their whole catalog. So it's just a "I Believe I Can Fly" song, is what you're saying.
Well, they're still investigating.
And do you know that
so we don't know.
And do you know that the only way that they can take
individual he's looking into it, and the rest of the salespeople, we looking into it too. God. We and he. What you mean? Oh my God! You saying we can't?
How that's gonna help his case? How that's gonna help his case?
Do you think the information we get doesn't get sent to his attorneys? Is that what you really believe?
I'm asking you.
It get the word to the people.
The point is that you have to understand, if there is a conspiracy, okay, if there's a conspiracy, it will all be exposed, because this was the part that you don't get.
Okay, how does Jay-Z own it? I Believe I Can Fly will help his
I can't say nothing
racketeering
until
and Man
you go
Act
and
case.
look at. You need to watch the chain of events and get up to speed.
I ain't watching
on what
that
we
shit.
talking
You
about.
can't
Okay,
tell me.
then.
You can't tell me.
Okay, then. I'm not.
Yeah, because he old and set in his ways.
You can't just
No, Robert, it's too much. It's too much.
I'm not telling you to give me the whole lie. I just said how.
I already gave you the
how
timeline.
him owning his. I
You
believe
know the timeline. We've told you over and over.
I'm asking you.
The
How
Savages to the Clarys to the Docu-Live series to Kim Fox, and there's in each thing that I'm stating to you, there are
all those are
information
intertwined?
attached in all of that. So you have
all those are intertwined between the
Correct.
Savages and Jay-Z.
Correct.
Man.
All of it.
Wow, conspiracy theory.
No, it's not. It's not.
All right.
It's not. See, that's the problem that you all think, and that's why I'm glad that Choke is the one that is doing this, because you all think we're all fans and that we're just gonna do it because we're fans of Kels.
Right.
He wasn't a fan of R. Kelly. He was one of you. Okay, and he flipped.
Listen, I would have said the same thing. Once my cash app start going off like that, I would have flipped too.
Well, you go over there.
I would have did clickbait and all that.
It wasn't only Kel supporters that was hitting his cash app.
I would did clickbait and all that shit.
It sure wasn't. But go over there and listen to your boy Angelo, and you can find the inconsistencies.
Hey, I'm gonna do an interview with Jocelyn tomorrow.
Okay, what time?
So
7:00.
Where's it gonna be at?
Clickbait.
Okay, we're gonna be there.
Get my clickbait on.
Conspiracy. But so I just want to say, everybody go watch the live video from yesterday on Choke No Jokes channel. Thank everybody for coming on the panel. Is there any final words from you two guys?
I just said what I said.
Yes, Mr. Keller, am I ever gonna get my money? Because you lost that bet.
Like the judge, and this is real shit. This is I'm not, this is a real.
Because I'm tired of,
Oh God, but this is real shit.
I'm not gonna let it go.
Like the judge,
I'll let you tell.
So she can request.
We heard what you said. Right, the judge and ask for leniency,
because this appeal is a slim chance that this is going to get approved, and plus the appeal is going to come damn near 2 years after his sentencing, at minimum, at least it may be longer, at least 2 years. So, there, judge.
Okay, so when are you? I want to know also, and we could talk offline, but I need you to help me pull up that indictment too.
Are you talking about Pacer?
Yeah. Can you do that tonight or tomorrow? Can we do that tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, do it tonight before I go to sleep. I'll probably let's do that tonight.
Okay, I'll call you when we get off of here. You late, a little Mac. Where you been? We're gonna do hopefully another. You gonna be asleep tomorrow, Keller?
I'm gonna be watching football tomorrow.
What time is football over?
Probably about 10:30, some shit like that.
Ooh, late. All right.
We don't need him on the panel.
No, people want to beat him up. That's why.
I ain't finna come down here. Fucking Trevor gonna cuss me out talking about.
People want to thank you, Trevor.
I got herpes and shit and all type of shit. I can't come here for that.
Yes.
I need Valtrex. I gotta get some Valtrex coming in this motherfucker. APZ cussing me out talking about the cash out.
No, but real talk, you guys, you all have to be more sensitive about that whole herpes issue. I know everybody thinks that's cute to say Kels has it, but when I try and tell you, and I'm gonna get the numbers on how many people in the population has
tell APZ be sensitive on me with this cash out
about that. I mean, for real.
No, because all you gotta do is keep your word and pay me my money. That's it. Just be a man of your word.
Can you please straighten this out, Skylight?
Well, I ain't in it. My name is West, and we about to be fair as y'all.
You gonna figure that pace out on your own. Figure that pace out on your own. That's all right.
Y'all was late. D Ferris late. Y'all popping in here late. Phoenix Rising. Y'all late.
Figure that pace out on your own.
Right. The first time we ever heard any compassion from Kelly, we need to put.
You got D. Ferris talking about I owe her money now.
Yes,
next
we
thing
gonna record it. He ain't never said nothing compassionate about Kels, y'all. Let's have a moment of silence for that moment. Woo!
Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to
Thank you, Lord.
I'm just trying to direct y'all what y'all should be doing, not doing.
No, we know somebody already gave us that direction. Okay, it came down the pipe to do that. But once again, everybody, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get more tools to use. And everybody, please hit the like button on your way out. As always, do everything in God's divine order. Do everything in the spirit of righteousness to make sure righteousness prevails. You all have a good night, and thank you for coming.
Good night.
Free Larry.
Love y'all.
Free Larry.
I'm gonna beat your
Free this fraud.
Stand here talking about free Larry. Larry Hoover. That's the only Larry we gonna try and free.
Not that he admitted to his crimes and you want him free. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna add that on the next panel. That's gonna be on the next panel we're gonna talk about. All right, you guys. Thank you, mods, for modding. Thank you all subscribers for coming. You all take care. Skylife loves y'all.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right.